We are die rolling. We are 6 English
Read back.
adventurers here to entertain you. We are on episode 7 of the Star Engine.
Pink lemonade?
Mom!
What a fucking pencil case! I've got no idea what's going on.
Pencil case for the win!
Oh, sorry, I was very excited.
matching
I've got
pencil
a new
cases.
pencil case.
Is it the same? No? Oh,
I
could
was
be.
talking about it quite a lot during the
I've got a black
break there.
zipped.
Matching
It looks equally as cheap as mine.
Mine's blue though. Blue top little zip.
Oh, this is
I've
bigger.
also got a little collection of dinosaur erasers, which I quite like.
Yeah, but do you have a miniature gnome with a jetpack? You want me to see this guy?
Fantastic.
This guy that come out of the
We are a professional Dungeons and Dragons
come out of the thing.
group
Oh,
that take our craft very seriously.
Very. Oh, well, yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, apologies.
I got excited. That's right.
Unbelievable. What me and Matt Mercer have to work with varies dramatically. Hello, we play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. We are on episode 7, and who's doing our recap today?
Stu.
Yeah. Yeah. I might need some help with this.
Well, Clara wasn't here. Josh wasn't here.
No, Josh wasn't here.
No.
So,
You can't do it.
no, he can't do it. Right then.
I believe.
My attempt to take the notes of last week's episode failed in a catastrophic fashion, so I'm just going to have to wing it.
Believe in you.
We started last week's episode having leapt off a cliff. Three of us having leapt off a cliff.
Very true.
Malcolm and Nollis ended up in the clouds and survived the fall, bobbing to the surface of the somewhat buoyant clouds, but with no sign of Claro or the barbarian or the woman who were blown over the cliff. Meanwhile, back up at the camp, Zolan was getting himself captured along with...
Not his own fault, though.
Not his own fault, no. Along with the badly injured halfling woman.
Garrus.
Garrus, that's right, yeah.
By the barbarians who were extremely annoyed with us having killed their...
Godfrey,
their champion. And killing, well, supposedly killing the woman who would turn out to be the barbarian chieftain's promised woman.
Casper's promised
Casper's promised woman.
The most beautiful woman in the world, I'll have you know.
Yeah, apparently the most beautiful woman in the world, but we weren't to
Yeah.
find this out until later. As Nollis and Malcolm were trapped at the bottom of the cliff.
Yes.
At the top of the cliff, Thorinir was disguised as a giant spider.
Spidris Elba.
Oh, zing!
And was
You've been thinking
attempting
about that all
to...
week, haven't you?
All big spiders at home is Spidris Elba. Spidris Elba.
Nice. I like it.
Was attempting to keep out of sight, which he managed to not do. and was pursued down the cliff by a remarkably agile barbarian woman.
Zodiac.
Yes.
Gladiators reference. UK TV show. Bloody brilliant.
So while they were chasing each other around the top of the cliff, Nollis and myself climbed back up to attempt to negotiate the freedom of Zolan.
Yeah. And
Which-
possibly some others. Mostly
Yeah.
Zolan.
Mostly Zolan. It didn't go well at the start. And it looked like it could easily go either way. But we did manage to finally negotiate a plan,
Yes. Yeah.
which was that we would find a replacement woman,
Second
sounds so
most
bad.
beautiful woman
The second-
in Asher.
the second most beautiful woman in Asher.
Who would technically now be the first.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That was my point.
So we
And-
still have to find the second.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what he asked for.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that
You've been thinking about this, haven't you?
wouldn't that be a never-ending quest though?
Watch this.
Because
No.
No.
no, okay.
I missed the sacred summary.
Yes, Claro does this much better than I do.
We're almost there now.
Yes, we
Don't give up now.
we
We've got this,
negotiated a plan that we would
Got Zolan released.
we would go and get this woman as long as we could take our friend with us.
Yeah.
And so
We had to parlay Jingo and Garrus, unfortunately.
yes, we had to
Yeah, they weren't having any
leave
of
the
that.
halflings
Is
behind.
Jingo dead?
No.
Deadish.
They're going to kill him.
They were talking about stuffing him,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a worry because he's not actually dead.
They think he's dead though.
Yes.
As far as they're concerned, he's dead.
Yeah.
Which is probably not going to turn out well for him if he isn't.
True.
And I think that was pretty much where we left it.
Then we swam down the
Oh,
climb.
yes. Big epic turtle
battle.
The big battle.
Canberra.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was thinking about that.
Yeah. My ex-lover, Kappa,
Yes, who was
didn't
very
really want us to
upset
leave.
about being spurned.
Yeah, didn't want to leave, and I didn't want to stay. And then we had a big old fight about it.
Yes, there was a
Big
a
old
large
fire
battle in the clouds.
Yeah. I
Um,
didn't really like his possessive nature. He didn't really like the idea of me leaving. There was a disagreement.
We ended up
we all
having to-
survived.
We had to fight a load of crustaceans.
Just.
Yes. We just
And
about
just
survived.
about managed to survive.
Yeah.
It was more towards the point of drowning in the
Yeah.
clouds than it was actually being killed by the creatures.
300 XP as well.
But we did just about manage to survive it, and the end of the session was us leaving the clouds and attempting to begin the climb back down.
And Kappa's suicide, of course.
Oh yes, oh yeah,
Traumatic.
terrible. Yes,
Traumatic suicide.
yes, having been bested in combat and couldn't handle the fact of us leaving, or Nollis
Thus
leaving.
confirming my emotional manipulation story. Vindicating Nollis in some respects.
Thank you, Malcolm.
And now
That was
Nollis is completely drenched in green blood, ready to go.
Yep.
Thank you very much, mate.
Kind of a
prefer it
clown.
when he does it. I so
Everyone's
much
thinking
prefer it when
like-
he does it.
Yeah.
Never again.
Never again. Never again. I'm going for a marshmallow.
It's good to be back.
Just as you're about to descend down this 1,500 foot location that you're from, on this nearly sheer, orangey brown, vertical, warm mountain just underneath this large cloud, you just look up for a moment and see a foot hang down from the bottom of the cloud above you.
Oh,
Grab it, Malcolm. Like last time.
No, don't do it. You know what happens.
do we recognise the foot?
Sever the foot.
It's you can make an investigation roll.
Going to.
Oh, maybe it's you.
That's a powerful four.
Powerful.
It looks like it could be humanoid.
Has it got a boot on it? Or a shoe?
It
Or a
doesn't-
galosh.
Or a galosh, yeah.
It does not.
Not a galosh. So,
I'm done with this place. I think we should leave. Leave the foot. But actually, we do not know where Claro is. Does it look like Claro's foot?
I'm gonna lean in and inspect and see if I recognise it as Claro's foot.
You spend a lot of time looking at his toes.
Again, make an
Or
investigation roll.
or look at the foot, either Claro's or a female foot. Ooh, investigation. That's 12.
It looks like a female foot.
I think it could be that woman.
The most beautiful foot.
The most
in
beautiful woman in Asher, apparently.
Do you have a glass slipper on you, or? Well, she's going to drown. We should at least.
I suppose we should pull her out. Yeah.
I'm not feeling well. I'm really not feeling well. I would like to leave this place as soon as possible before the sheer amount of blood causes me to slide down the side of the mountain.
You'll be fine. Just hold on.
I don't know.
Are we going to pull this? Are we going to pull her out or not?
We can
It's your choice.
we can have a look first, rather than pull her out of the cloud. We could quickly.
Oh, okay.
These things want to eat us. Let's get out of here.
Oh.
Yeah,
This is
definitely.
not
There's-
Claro.
there's-
I hope that Claro has made it down the mountain.
We've got to have a look who the woman
I'm
is.
gonna. I don't know, pull her out of there without her just going plummet. Sort of reach out and
Touch faith.
reach out and touch ankle. How am I going to pull this woman out of here without just her falling?
If you
Rope.
fall, I will catch you. Do not worry.
Okay, I'm going to tie the end of my rope around the ankle and very carefully ease her down, like so, being really.
Can I move sideways out of the way of all of
careful?
this?
So you start to lower
Mhm.
her down. Pretty quickly you realise it's the girl that fell from the mountain
Is she alive?
just half an hour previously. And as you're pulling her down, you realise that there's a second body attached to this one. Claro
Yay! Thank
has
God.
his eyes closed, his arms wrapped around her
And you were going to live.
in a protective,
I didn't know he was there.
protective manner.
Okay, so very carefully, very, very carefully, trying to pull these two down and tie them off to the rope and the wall, and however I managed to do it between us.
Well, the unconscious, presumably.
You can make a medicine roll on them.
I mean, as opposed to
They're
talking. and
not
breathing.
talking, they've both got their eyes closed.
So
you're trying to kind of
Yeah,
tie them off.
I'm trying to pull them out without just dropping them and letting them plummet
Norris is
1,000
going to
feet.
climb over to Zolan. Apologies. Climb over to Claro and check that he's alive. Oh, it's not great. It's a 9.
As you touch to feel if he has a pulse, check on his body. He's alive, but he seems to be at the moment entirely not with you.
Okay. Just to be safe, Norris is going to whisper in his belt. He's going to cast Spare the Dying. So that if he is making saving throws, he no longer has to.
Okay.
And then he's going to put Claro's arms over his shoulders and tie off his hands so that he stays around his shoulders while he's climbing.
I'll do the same thing with the girl.
I'm imagining arms in a knot.
Yeah, like that. Just tie them off. This is how humans work, right?
Yeah, bendy.
Is the girl awake? Is she dead? Has she got a pulse? We check for a pulse.
Make a medicine
Can I make her a pulse? Because to be honest, we're going to ship this woman straight back up there. If she's unconscious and cannot defend herself, we're trading one for two. We're trading one woman for 2 halflings. We're going back up. As long as she can't tell us not to. That's an 18 without.
Decision there, Zone.
19.
19, she has no pulse.
Ah! She's dead.
Do people need pulses in this world?
Can I try a healer's kit?
Don't ignore me, dear.
You can.
Can I try? Yeah.
To your knowledge, yes.
I'm going to expend a charge of the healer's kit then to stabilise her.
Okay.
Does she have a pulse?
So you frantically with a attached to Norris's back. You're all
Yeah.
awkwardly
Attached
trying
to
to. Sorry, Malcolm's back. You're all awkwardly trying to work on this cliff face.
Got one of those
Frantically
hats.
trying to.
The surgeon hats, the big.
Frantically trying to
Dr. Mario.
stabilise her. She cannot be stabilised.
Damn! Could have.
I do not think he wants her now.
No,
I believe the whole being alive thing was part of the deal.
I know. We could have got Jingo and Garrus back then.
With all due respect, it'd be a lot of weight to carry her down.
I was thinking much the same thing if she's dead.
Body sledge.
Poor.
I did not mean to be disrespectful. I know you guys care about your dead in a different way, but we have a long way to climb.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing with her? We let her float in the cloud? Will she float in the cloud?
You could do that if you want, but I'm going down now.
I'm going to detach her and try and manipulate her back up into the clouds.
So you remove her. It's all very awkward. You know,
Very awkward, very
wind up
difficult,
there.
but I prefer her bobbing around in the clouds than just throwing her and letting her plummet, to be honest.
That's probably a good idea. Clara will wake up and he will not... One, you will not like to know that she is dead, and two, you definitely not want to see...
What happens when she lands?
A turtle man is one thing, but...
She gently floats back into the cloud.
Into
Just
the
watch,
hungry crustaceans.
watch her as you see the foot and her leg just fade into the fog, disappear into the white nothingness of the cloud.
God.
Norris is going to start climbing down.
Yeah.
He's pretty slick with blood at this point.
We'll all start climbing down, I think.
Okay. So you're all using your climbing kits in the same fashion as you were previously. It's slightly slower going for you, Norris, obviously with Claro on your back. You climb down. It's now late as well. It's starting to get dark.
Of course.
The evening is upon you. Light is gone, which gives you some salvation as you look down. You can't quite see the ground, which is both a good and bad thing for those of you with the fear of heights. After you descend 300, 400 feet, Clara, you awake on Norris's back.
Nollis, what's going on? What's
Calm,
going?
friend, here we are.
He grabs on tight because obviously, yeah, he wasn't holding on that tight before.
Finger gills.
Handful of gills.
It's dark. It's still dark.
We are travelling. We are going back down the mountain.
You saved the halflings?
We could not, I'm afraid.
They're dead?
To our knowledge, at least one is alive.
Ish.
What do you mean?
We had to leave, Clara.
Why?
We barely left with our lives. Can you not feel my blood on you right now?
Where's the woman? Where's the important woman?
I'm afraid I have more bad news. She did not make it.
How? She's not a combatant. She didn't fight anyone.
I don't know, perhaps she drowned in the clouds, but we found her and she was no longer living.
Where is her body?
We left it in the clouds. It was better to carry it down with us.
This doesn't make any sense. I saw the darkness in the clouds.
You did?
Her body, you left her in the clouds?
What other choice did we have?
You bury her, you give her a burial, you respect. We don't even know this woman. She was meant to be a noble.
I'm not going to risk my life to bury a woman carrying her down the side of a mountain.
This is not how we do things.
That's how we do it in my tribe.
Did she die at our hands? Was this our fault?
I do not know.
This is not right. And Jingo's dead?
I do not know.
What do you... Malcolm, where's Malcolm?
Somewhere.
Actually, I can hear him,
yeah,
hear him in the dark.
You're all close enough to
yeah.
one another.
I'm somewhere on the mountain.
Malcolm, where are Jingo and Garrus?
They're still with the barbarians.
They're alive with the barbarians.
Well, alive-ish.
We came this way to save the halflings.
Did we?
Yes.
Perhaps you did. I have not come here to save halflings. The whole world is dying, Claro. And here you are whining about two selfish little creatures.
They're some of the last of Weirdwit. Think of Badua. Zolan, you must be out there somewhere in the dark.
Hello!
Zolan, you left the halflings.
I had no choice, I'm afraid, as I was left out on the top of my own, and my skills of swordsmanship are not well renowned.
I have witnessed that.
Yeah.
But we have to go back. If the halflings are alive, we have to go back.
I don't think they're alive.
We failed Weirdwit. We can't have done this.
Jingo wasn't from Weirdwit, neither was the woman.
Garrus was from Weirdwit. We made a promise to Melly.
Garrus was from Callus, was she not?
We made a promise to Melly that we would bring her back.
There's one thing I've learned coming out of the woods. We make a lot of promises.
Perhaps
we half finish a lot of jobs. This should be no surprise to you,
They
Clara.
don't often go according to plan.
The people of Weirdwit have died, most of them at the hands of traitors. This was our chance. This was our chance to finally set on the right path. Sage leadership, virtue. This is. We have to go back for the halflings.
We had a dozen barbarians who were ready to execute every single one of us on the spot.
Then it's nightfall. It's dark. We could go back now. We could go in. We could get them.
You're raving like one of those cultists, madmen.
We barely survived getting through the clouds.
We heard tell of an entire halfling city filled with masked creatures and the whole world going mad, and you want to dilly-dally on top of a mountain saving two worthless people.
Worthless people?
Yes, worthless people.
Jingo was our friend. He might have been a coward, but he was our friend.
He was never my friend.
He was our friend.
He didn't earn his place in this tribe.
Jingo was as good as dead when last we saw him. There was practically nothing we could have done for him.
If we spend our entire time trying to save the weak, we will be running in circles. We need to save this world, not a few weak individuals.
If we can't protect the weak and those that need us, we have skills beyond those around us, then we're not worth anything to anyone. This is an insult to Badua's death if we can't take what he taught us and apply it.
Who is Badua that you cling to him so tightly? We met him but for a moment. We don't know of him. We don't know that what he was saying had any true purpose.
And of all the people we've met in this world, he was the only one who seemed to have a true heart of kindness and teach us fair things. This is a horrible place, and he seemed to be one of the few. And maybe home.
Oh yeah, true.
I don't care about kindness and fair things.
The last time we tried to do something kind, half of us got blown off a mountain.
With that logic, we might as well not try to.
I'm not saying we don't try, but we have to pick our fights.
I believe in being a good leader. Sometimes it's good to learn when to do nothing at all. We were showing leadership on top of the bluff.
Thank you very much.
Were we?
Yes.
Thank you for the follow. Thank you.
Clara, I have to agree with you, but I don't think now is the time. I think the problem is that we've parlayed my freedom for the unfortunately for Garrus and Jingo's capture. But on the promise, we have promised Casper and the people of Baal that we will go to the halfling capital, Dath Kyle Crag, maybe? I wrote it down, I'll look later, to see actually about potentially the origins of Void. While we go there, we need to find the second most beautiful woman in Asher, who is now the first.
Are we actually going to bring this woman?
I think we need to say...
I think if I return to this place, I am killing all that live there.
Well, I think we have a duty to save Garrus. I think Clara is right. All we have done is just trashed every place we've been to.
I'm not saying we shouldn't save them if they can be saved. I'm saying that wasn't the time. We just weren't in a position to be able to do it.
I agree with you. I don't think now's the time, but I do think we should pencil a trip on the next time we're coming back through. Climb a mountain. If not, Clara, I will climb with you. I will step up if we can find a willing wife for Casper. We will climb the mountain together.
We have a world to save. Why are we wasting time with such things?
We've tried to save a lot of people, and as Clara's right, we haven't saved
anyone
at the moment.
We are strong. We have survived. Think of the trials and torments that we have had. Clara, you have killed innocent men yourself.
I know, and I need to atone for it. I've made mistakes.
Atone for what? You sought glory in battle and you claimed it.
But Dua has died. The people that represent the only good in this world that I've come across have died, and we've not respected that.
I've killed many cultists in my life. I do not follow his ideals any more than I follow the ideals of these false gods.
We should have at least buried the woman.
She is buried.
In the clouds.
More of a burial than my people get.
I'm disappointed.
Hopefully your disappointment will spur you on to greater.
You continue down the mountain, progressing
Arguing and grumbling all the way.
any more 100 feet. You're all tired. You're feeling grumpy, frustrated.
I'm always
pain,
grumpy.
Aching. This climb is so. You feel that lactic acid building up in your muscles again. You're stiffening up. You're having to put weight on different parts of your. What is that?
Is that sangria?
No, it's orange juice.
It's orange juice.
You should have drank it straight from the bottle. It would have been brilliant if you just had a swig.
It's orange juice and a bottle of red wine. It's my life.
You're having to put weight on different parts of your body as your hands ache and your legs ache, and you're struggling down. This is tiring, grueling.
I'm still
I
carrying
wish you were
Cleric.
still a spider.
Unless Clara gets off you, you're carrying him.
Yeah, he's exhausted.
Yeah. We're
Slumps.
just ignoring each other as we go. Looking in different
Mutter,
directions.
mutter, mutter.
Very
mutter.
tempting just to untie.
You're making slower progress as well because you have him on your body. So you three have to keep, even you Zolan have to keep slowing down.
Really?
So
Wow.
wait for
That is
Norris
slow
to descend
progress.
with Clara on him. After a long, long period of time climbing this great mountain, you at last get to the bottom.
Ugh.
And you slump to the ground in exhaustion.
First, I look for Saber-Toothed Tigers.
Mm.
May I have a little look,
Give
or do
us
I
a
need
shot.
to?
Make a perception roll.
Good.
Hopefully there's
There's dim light here, so if you can do
Probably
it
going to help you
disadvantage.
out, to be fair. So do you get advantage on that if I'm aiding him?
If you're both doing it, it will cancel out disadvantage. So yeah, just regular.
That's-
One roll.
A stando, 11.
11. You don't see any signs of saber-toothed tigers.
Perhaps we should make it off the road a little first. Nollis is obviously staggering.
Oh, okay.
Where are we in relation to where we went up the mountain? Are we on the same side of the mountain, or have we
You believe
come
you're
down
on the
the
same
other
side.
side?
Yes. It's tricky to say whether you're in the exact same location or not. You can make a survival roll to give me that. To give me your insight there.
Oh dear. That's 8.
8. You're somewhere you're on the right side of the mountain.
Well, that's something, I suppose.
We
I
should
hope our
travel-
raft is still there.
should
SS
travel
Lord
back
Bemrick.
to Where the rest of the weird people went, this Foss Brock.
Yeah,
But we all have to camp before we get
Yeah,
there.
we
I
need
don't
to
think
rest.
they'll get much further.
we need to rest. We're all battered and bruised and
Foss Brock was
angry.
days away, wasn't it? Was
Yeah.
it days away?
Malcolm, you would roughly know where Foss Brock was from your time living in Brokebush. It is probably just under a day's travel to the northeast.
Okay.
And where is the capital of these halflings?
Oh, the
I've got it written down.
death.
That's the crag place.
Thank
isn't it?
That's the crag. Dathkar Crag.
Crag.
Halfling capital.
Do we
Seems to
travel
be
in the
route
right
of,
direction if we go to Frostbrook?
Lots of mayhem.
Is that
and
Frostbrock on the way to
Baths.
Dathkar Crag?
Whilst you've never been to
Yes.
Dathkar Crag, you believe Foss Brock is before it. It's closer.
Yeah, so that's the direction we want to go, but I think we need to stop here and rest
No.
for the night.
What about Saber-Toothed Tigers or things that will come out of the wilderness and eat us?
I will watch for the night. I had a dark sleep in the clouds. I'm okay.
Oh.
Okay.
And if we're going to Dathkar Crag, if I'm going to continue with you all, it seems a reasonable location. This is where Void seems to be centered.
That's the plan.
Okay.
So you're going to settle down. So you're not going to long rest.
No, I'll watch.
Okay. And all of you are asleep.
Yeah.
Have you got?
So I'll be.
Can you set up camp? Have you got tents and things?
We've got bits and bobs.
I think I've got a beddy roll.
Bedroll.
Bedroll. That's about it.
Given that the the elves will have to do only 4 hours.
4 hours.
Can I at least short rest?
Sure.
I don't even have a beddy roll. Can I pull out my alchemist set? Just, I can perform a spell that I haven't used for a long time.
Go ahead.
So I've always been captured during a long rest.
Oh, little tiny bird.
No, I'm going to make a little tiny Gore Elizabeth, actually.
Ah.
Is what I'm going to make.
The one that got away.
In the morning, though. I need to prepare my alchemist things overnight. So I'll be setting the alembic up, filling it with grass and lots of green things around. Some vials are inside the bag, and a little magical spark I've got from a whisk that I've converted to a static generator. And I catch it on the end of the screwdriver and drop it in the alembic. And it stews overnight.
Nice.
There we go.
What, overnight?
It's stew. Oh,
Nice.
very good.
Okay, so there's a little flicker from this alembic.
Yeah.
A small little fire.
I'm taking, I'm
Didn't he marry
going
one
to
of
be
the
up for the
cheeky
first
girls?
4 hours. I'm just gonna be very fascinated with this.
Yeah, don't touch it, please.
And I'm going to be,
Please, not on
as
there.
soon as you go to sleep, going to be all over
Yeah.
Claire's making shadow puppets against the that we climb down.
Very nice.
Using the light from the lembic.
Completely professional.
Yeah.
We are.
It's as your bodies just start to normalise and the temperature drops because you're obviously sweating heavily and you're very hot from your climb, and you realise the beads of sweat on your faces just start to catch the crisp night air, and you feel very, very, very cool all of a sudden, having been in the hot cloud, the humid cloud, the very scalding hot top of Baal as well. So it's refreshingly cool for the first time. You settle down.
Long rest.
So you're doing it. Basically, you're taking a watch, and you're taking a watch, Thorny.
I can as well. So you
he's
4 hours.
walks out into the darkness beyond the fire and sits and listens. He's also going to go over his notes from his backpack, see if any of the kind of runic gibberish, essentially, that he writes down in his dreams makes any sense.
Okay, so
But all the while listening.
you're looking at your parchment. So
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So, as of currently, you haven't copied the spell into your spell book.
Yeah.
I guess if you're reading that,
Mhm.
you need to copy it in. You would need 50 golds worth of components. I don't believe you have that yet. Is that fair?
Certainly, I have 50 gold,
What did-
probably not worth of components.
What gems did we get from the
Yeah.
Banditos at
Yeah.
the two trunk?
I got 50 gold, diamond, jasper.
So it's in effect when you copy in a spell from a scroll into a wizard's spellbook,
Yeah.
you're expending
That's what I
50
wanted.
gold pieces worth of like fine inks,
Sure.
rare parchments,
Yeah.
and different consumable items that you're using to concoct the spell. So at the
Yeah.
moment, I would assume Clara hasn't found
That's fine.
those.
Yeah,
so
usually-
you can read it, you can understand it, you
Yeah.
know what the spell does,
Yeah,
but you're unable to scribe that into your.
that's fine. Because of the school, it would cost me half, but yeah, I still don't have
Yeah,
25.
that's true.
That's fine.
But you know what it does.
Yeah.
I have
I
told
just can't write it down. I'm out of ink.
Oh
This ink
no!
is poor. I require
Did you drink all
expensive
the
ink.
ink?
Drink the ink.
Drink the ink. That's
If you'd
an
like to-
old reference.
If those on watch would give me perception rolls, so put
Yes, please. That's
Does that include
well,
second on watch?
That's not me.
by all
I'm
means.
doing a full blown.
perception.
I'm
please.
out of it.
Unnatural 20.
17.
Perception 23.
23. Okay, so first watch passes silently. The first watch is still. You're normalising. You're starting to try and regain some semblance of being on the ground because you've been vertical for some period of time. Just resting because your body's aching, even your waist from where the ropes were tied.
Are you on second watch?
Me and Thorny.
Where do you sit?
Probably slightly away from Clara. Make an effort to sit near Clara, deliberately not torture him. Slightly away, like a moping child.
Thoroughly, you detect the tension between.
Yeah, I'm just like, so guys, been anywhere nice lately?
No. You were up a horrible mountain.
Hey Clara, where'd you go anyway?
I was in the cloud. I
Oh
think
yeah.
I saw the darkness, the visions, the voices.
Mm.
I haven't heard them in so long.
You had a vision in the clouds.
Not since the.
Didn't
Not
you
since
have a
the
vision in the
silver
cloud?
And was your vision? Ask Clara if his vision was about something that has happened, or something that will happen, or whether it is just nonsense.
Thorin, tell Nollis that it was voices and darkness and gibberish. There was nothing to it. It was horrifying.
You know, it was voices and darkness and gibberish.
Malcolm turns over in his sleep and says, "Will you lot stop acting like a bunch of children?" And then
How
goes
do you
back
get one
to
of these
sleep.
visions?
Thorin, tell Malcolm to shut up.
This continues for a period of time. Until eventually, Clara takes a short rest and begins to time. You two are watching out. Your rolls were good. Between you sort of work out where you are. You believe you might be a little bit more northeast, further away from Callus than you were previously. There's no chains or obvious areas where animals have been tied off like there were when the Saber-Tooth was. So you feel as safe as you can feel camped out in the wilds of Asher. The night passes safely.
Fantastic. Job well done.
Right.
Good morning.
Morning time.
Sorry about Elizabeth.
What?
I mean,
Excuse me?
no, I did nothing.
You awake. The sun is
When you making a
just
little Elizabeth?
starting to rise. Daybreak comes up again. You realise where you are. There's no path or road in your location. You're right up against this tall mountain. Again, you look up, just bewildered and amazed by this mountain that you've ascended. Your sense of pride that you've climbed this great structure. The cloud line up there, it just reminds you of what happened just the night previously.
Where's the sun relative to us?
The sun's rising from the east.
Okay.
So
And Callus was to our west, right? So it's
Callus is kind of southwest.
so as we look at the bluff, it's to our right, I guess.
Yes.
Cool.
Saber-Toothed Tigers?
The Saber-Toothed Tigers are not evident at this point.
Perfect. Go back to bed.
You look around you. Again, there are a few sparse trees. Not a lot of. They're not verdant. There's not a lot of life to them here. The earth seems quite relatively scorched near the base of this mountain. Although the mountain doesn't feel as hot at this point as it did at the top. The river was kind of running from the southwest to the northeast, and you're on the north side of it at present. Malcolm, you would also be aware that Foss Brock is on this side of the river.
Mm-hmm. So, we're heading to Foss Brock?
I think it'd be a good stop off.
Yeah, at least we could rest there, resupply.
Do they have an armory there? A militia, perhaps?
I don't think so.
Not an
Certainly.
armory, no, to get weapons.
Well, there might be a store.
I lost my crossbow app. To be honest, I'm useless with a hand axe.
We should be able to get what we need there.
Is Foss Brock a human town? Human
It's halfling, I think.
halfling.
I have a short sword if you would like.
I've got a light hammer, my toolmaker's hammer, and a hand axe, but I'm just rubbish with them. I'm literally no help.
Short sword is quicker
With
if you
this.
can use it.
I probably can use it in all honesty. Is it as simple as it?
It's a lot like a hammer, but it's longer.
Simple weapon? I am proficient in.
It will be quicker for you, perhaps. You do not have to use quite as much strength. You can use your speed instead.
Oh, I see. That's
Here, give it a go.
rapid.
You see the short. If you're going to duck, it's just going to hit the floor. There you go. Short.
I hear
Yeah.
a bird. Did anybody else hear that?
It is actually a martial weapon.
Is it a martial weapon? Is it?
Oh, maybe not. You look afraid.
How big is it relative to me? The short sword.
It's your height.
Oh, is it? Like a cricket bat as a kid. I can't hold it up.
Give him the Saber-Tooth.
To ride into battle, maybe.
Yeah, I'll take that. Let's continue on.
I'm just we're gonna go to my little alchemical little pull out all of the magical sludge and just Neil Buchanan it into a form similar to Gore Elizabeth. We're not very good with the face, so there's no facial features. It's quite disconcerting. There's a little nose, but there's no eyes, no mouth.
Like morph.
Yeah,
Gonna
like
say
morph,
exactly
yeah.
that. Yeah, you made yourself a little
Tony
morph.
Hart.
You can give me a dexterity roll with your
Okay.
with your proficiency
It's a saving throw.
See the
to see how effective.
Proficiency-
To see how accurate it appears.
is it tool expertise? Would I be using a tool because I get to double my proficiency if
Is
I'm
it a tool
using?
you're using?
Well, am I? Would it?
These hands are tools.
yeah. I'll probably use my hands, not a tool. I'm not that.
Fine.
Not that good.
It's just a regular dexterity.
You're making a golem.
I am basically making a golem. Yeah, I'm making a homunculus right now. Is what I'm doing. Yeah, it's a strong 6.
So you think it looks pretty good,
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
Like that.
Any of the rest you look at it, it's just could be anyone.
Porridge!
Get it. It's a pelican.
Does have wings though. Yeah, it does have wings. It's one of the things with the
It looks like
alchemical homunculus.
a little green turd.
It's a wing. It's called Elizabeth.
Well, Elizabeth was
It's
a
a winged
beautiful,
green turd.
handsome woman. This is a turd.
It's winged turd.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't.
fingered.
Flying turd.
I didn't mean to put the wings there. I've made a mistake. I've got the wings.
Where have you
You
put the
don't
wings?
make wings by mistake.
Where's the face?
How much of a mistake? She didn't have wings.
I knew that I had to put things in the pot overnight, but I didn't know what I needed to put in there.
I just watched you make it with your
Foreigner,
hands.
what did you do?
I know, but it's been stewing all night.
I didn't touch it.
Oh, was that its face? Oh dear.
If you look carefully, there's a Thorinir
Foreigner finger.
thumbprint.
Foreigner, what's that on your finger?
A tiny golem.
Anyway, yeah, she flies around. She can't communicate, but she does have statistics, but she can speak the languages that I speak and understand the languages that I speak. I can communicate to her, but she cannot. And she can communicate to me, but not to the party.
This is your
I don't
idea.
believe
This
you.
is your idea of the
That's
perfect
right.
game.
That's right. Let me read to you, just for.
I feel like you've got some altitude damage to your brain.
It's like a little.
Thorin is seriously concerned for you right now.
It's my little bro. Where are we at?
Sister.
Little sister. Yeah, that's true. We met. Where is it? The condensed.
You begin to
Reading.
journey northeast.
I'm imagining he is looking through the instructions.
Little book, how to build your homunculus.
No, seriously, it
Homunculus.
does this thing.
It's all in Japlish.
Sure, Zolan, sure.
So you start to head northeast. What kind of? How are you doing? So you're normal. You're not normal.
We're trudging.
Trudging. I think
Normal speed.
there's a lot of unspoken angst going on here. I think.
You're keeping a close eye on Zolan and his little friends.
I'm admiring my masterpiece. I'm thoroughly impressed with what I've created.
You're very tired. Still. Even though you slept, you're still a bit tired. You know, it's just
Grumpy.
exhausted. It's just been a long,
Have we had anything to
tense
eat?
10-day.
Yeah.
How about
Anything
our
to eat?
pride, Malcolm? Just a little funny one from Aqua.
You start to head
Getting all like tits.
to the northeast across this dry landscape. We're going really off your memory here, Malcolm, of its location. So if you can give me a survival roll to guide how well you're able to follow where you think it might be.
Been a long time. Oh dear. That's 13.
13. Okay, you roughly know where it is. You know you've got to head northeast.
Mm-hmm.
You know the mountains were pretty much north of Brogerbush. You realise that behind Baal, this great towering mountain, are other mountains that are more jagged. So they're not whereas Baal was straight up, it was a bluff, a vertical bluff. There is a mountain range which is kind of hidden behind this mountain, which kind of follows you to the north as you follow along. You're in the shadows of these mountains, but you don't need to ascend them in any fashion. You've got progress to the northeast. That means you don't need to engage with them.
If I scan the horizon in any direction, can I see anything that looks like it tapers towards the sea?
In terms of the grounds, the lay of the ground.
Yeah, if we just have a look the whole way 360, is there anything that even resembles that it might be looking out towards the sea?
Give me another survival roll, please.
Oh, that's not good. It's only a 6.
A 6. It's unclear. Not sure. There's a lot of land. That's all you can really see at the moment. Feel a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You continue heading northeast. You do encounter a few creatures on your way. But they're all in the skies above you. You see some birds. For the first time, really, kind of in the north, to the northwest, some from these mountain ranges. You make out some large and smaller birds, some that all which are really alien to many of you. Possibly you, Zolan, maybe you, Malcolm, Thorinir, you all have seen similar birds, but whether you can specifically identify the birds that these are.
Sounds like a crow.
Sure. But it's the... But it's whether it's refreshing, whether it's new to your last 10 days.
And
you haven't seen
it's nothing that they're not making sudden random moves to attack or anything like
presently, no.
that. No, that's
Who knows?
That's a pleasant change at the moment. Something not attacking us.
Doesn't like birds.
I want to fly Gull Elizabeth very close to Thorin now. Just a buzz.
Okay.
Elizabeth's flying just by your ear.
Just gonna preempt and try and catch on the finger.
Oh!
Does it land there?
Yeah.
You've caught her.
She blows you a kiss. Don't touch her!
Just trying to fix.
Did he fix? She look a lot better. Oh, she looked very good actually. Yeah.
How long is you're planning on leaving this thing stay malleable?
Keep forever.
Keep poking at it and making it look prettier as we go along.
Well, I think that's a fine job at the moment. When we need to make another Gull Elizabeth, we will make an improvement then.
Have you done this?
Don't know. I read a book.
Oh, the bottom of my stomach is saying this is an abomination to nature.
It's not nature, it's science. That's why. Things you won't understand. Don't
Try to
worry.
flick it away.
You continue journey on. The sun gets a little higher in the sky into the morning. Relatively warm day. You come across to your south. What looks like a patch of foliage, but quite a large patch. It extends on as you walk by. It's to your south. You're continuing northeast. You realise as you get a little bit closer to it that it seems to have been killed. Seems to have been the actual leaves that were on it, or whether they were ferns or bracken or whatever they were, they just seemed to have been killed in some way.
Burnt or
So
poisoned?
Trying to investigate?
Yeah, why not?
Yes. So if you give me an investigation roll, please.
That's 8.
8.
Not going well with the dice.
Not
with
particularly
you.
high rolls tonight.
Yeah.
Pretty. Your first inclination was correct. It looks like they've been burnt.
Mm.
Would they have been burnt for the seasons to like just control? Was this control of the land or?
Again, you can give me an investigation
Yeah.
roll to try.
Does it look very very neat? The burning, like, is it purposeful? Not just a whole forest has been burnt, like so many edges. Try and keep the ticks back. Try and investigation. That's like a strong 23, I think. That is a strong 23.
Okay.
It certainly seems to be intentional. You
Yeah.
can tell from the patterns of where the flash points
Yeah.
within it are. You also, with a 23, realise that there is some of the blue moss that you encountered
Okay,
back
yeah.
in Brogerbush.
Yeah.
And if you use your estimation with your high roll, you suspect you're kind of north of the Brogerbush forest extremity. You possibly can even make it out a little bit on the horizon now that you've investigated. It seems to have been burnt back.
Never,
Like somewhere
never,
we've been before.
never seen it outside of Brogerbush before, though.
That's where home is.
Does it spread?
That way.
I guess it spreads, no? It is a disease.
Maybe.
It's strange that the blue moss, which is cold, is on burnt ground.
Very odd.
We should
So
take if we should take some more if we if none of you have any of it.
You want to get some?
Yeah, I think I'll collect some.
Okay.
I still have some left over. You never know when you're going to need some blue moss.
You've got a herbalism kit, haven't you?
Certainly do.
Yeah, so with your herbalism kit, you don't need to roll. You are able to collect enough. There's lots of it burnt back. But what kind of size, what amount are you looking at?
It's 5 blue moss.
5 blue moss.
5 units.
Yeah, you're easily capable of
They're like handfuls.
finding 5 handfuls
Yeah.
as
50
you
gold.
as you study it enough.
Yeah.
You manage to use your herbalism kit to clean off some of the char and realise actually there's some fresh
Some good
moss
stuff.
underneath some of the char.
It seems to grow better in the burnt soil.
Interesting.
Okay. Anything else?
Is there anything else to see?
Give me perception rolls.
Something in double figures at last. That's 18.
18. So you realise that the river that you believe you were following previously is in the distance to the south as well.
That would be the river from Callus.
You think so, and it's over the other side. Yes, you pretty confident you can see that north side of Brogerbush, just for your bearings. So you're to the north of it,
Right.
at the moment on the north side of the river.
Okay.
Aside from that, and aside from a few birds, you look back, you can just about make out the Baal Mountain still, to your southwest now, towering into the sky, and you can see this vast mountain range to your north as well.
Can we see Jingo
Probably
up there?
20 miles
Flapping in the
to
breeze.
your north. You can't make it, Jingo, no.
His skin.
Yeah.
Maybe
Jingo
stuff.
skin.
Continuing northeast,
Yeah.
best as you're able to.
Yes.
So you continue now. You're able to, if you choose to, you're able to keep the river in your sight. So it's up to you. You have a feeling that might be heading in the correct direction from your survival roll.
Are we moving towards the source of the river or along the river?
So tricky to tell from your distance, but from your what you came across in Callus, the river was running from the north to the south.
Okay.
Or kind of northeast to southwest.
Following you, Malcolm.
Onwards.
Continuing north.
Heading on to the town.
We know where we're going, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
More or less.
It's alright. It's worried we're just walking, but
No.
good.
You continue north for a little while longer. After maybe another 3 or 4 miles, you've been trudging for a good period of time now. You notice a creature lying on the ground, quite a large creature, up ahead of you, a couple of 100 feet away from you. You can see it, it's quite big.
Jump a flute. Oh.
Heading towards it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm turning a few pages.
Thorinir, there's a creature up ahead. Perhaps something you can identify.
I'm not going near creatures. Thorinir, you should go.
I've trained you well, though.
Every time I go near one, they eat me. Lead the way, sir.
It's just because you don't bow enough. You don't show enough respect. Watch and learn, little man.
I will even get the book out.
And head towards this thing.
This
Do
is
I
a-
recognise it?
You give me an insight roll.
15.
Oh, so many dice.
15. It's a good enough roll that if you've seen this, you know what it is. If you don't, you don't. Did you go into the song barn in Callus?
No.
You was getting right
So-
high.
You do not recognise it, but very soon after, Nollis and Claro do recognise it. It looks very similar to the creatures that you both tried to ride out of Callus unsuccessfully.
I have no idea what this is, but it looks beautiful.
Nollis and I have seen one of these before.
Where?
In Callus. In the song barn. This is what Jingo poisoned.
Oh, was this on the sign of the pub?
The Scaran.
Yeah,
It is a
This-
Scaran, no?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Perhaps it's dead if it's lying down. Another dead creature.
Could throw a rock at it.
Heading closer, are you all heading up to it?
Yeah.
Are we still by the magic river?
It's within your sight. It's probably maybe a mile to your east.
Nice.
It's kind of southeast.
We have plenty of time to worry about this.
The river is straightening off a little bit to the north, just a little bit. It's kind of turning, as it were. You come up closer to this creature. You realise it's lying on the ground, pretty still. Large, white. It's got large black spots on it. Two little short horns, kind of bright blue eyes, very fluffy, big creature. Probably, if it was, it's tricky to say, but lying down, it's at least 4 foot high in its body. And it's got legs kind of tucked underneath it.
Does it look alive?
Is it?
Give it an investigate.
If you're going up to it as well, you can
Yeah, why not?
make a medicine roll.
That's 15.
15. It does not look alive. You can see a few insects buzzing around it.
Is there any like wounds or does it have anything growing on it?
If so, you notice as you're investigating it more with your roll, it seems like there's not anything really obvious that stands out as to what might have killed it.
Okay.
It doesn't look. Nothing stands out to you. Not sure.
Okay. The creature has passed. I do not know why.
Do you think it could have been poisoned?
I don't know.
Eaten something poisonous?
Can you look, Claro? Because Jingo poisoned. Did Jingo poison the Scaran with the same thing that I had? I touched. Maybe you've seen my symptoms. Maybe you could identify
Okay.
if this was one of the
I healed
creatures.
the boy of these symptoms, so we have seen these things
Yeah, you
before.
might not want to get too close to it. If it's got that.
It doesn't have any obvious
That
blemish or
infection.
mark.
I'm happy to investigate further.
Yeah. And what specifically trying to find cause of death?
It's looking for discoloration on the fur, any blotches on the paws, and wherever there is like skin that can be seen. He's looking for discoloration.
So, as you kind of touch the creature, just give me a charisma save, please.
Oh, funsies. It's 11.
Strong.
11.
Mhm.
From the rest of you, as Claro touches this creature, see Claro just fall on top of it. Just, limp.
Okay.
You experience nothing at this point, Claro.
Nihilus is going
You're just unaware.
to grab him and just pull him off the creature.
Okay. So you go up to him, pull him off the creature. After just a few, you realise he's instantly fainted, for want of a better word, is how it seems to you. After a few moments, you experience what you expect you're experiencing, and he snaps back up suddenly.
What the hell was that?
I don't know, you touched the thing and you fell over.
I think so.
I snatched you off it in case it was poison or some illness, but you seem okay now.
How do you feel now?
I felt nothing.
What?
No?
Literally nothing? You did no dizzy, no...
I feel fine.
But you just passed out. The moment you touched the thing, you just passed out. Did you not... Did you see anything? Feel anything?
I feel fine.
You didn't see anything or feel anything other than darkness.
Okay, yeah, there's nothing I'm not used to.
Did that come from you or the creature?
It happened when I touched the creature, so I assume the creature.
It's a familiar darkness.
Okay. Yeah, this is perhaps the darkness, maybe. It's less obvious. It's not the river. It's not the deep-seeing fear and the visions. There's just a darkness about the creature.
Malcolm walks up to it and puts his hand on the creature.
Okay. As you touch it, you feel very relaxed. Just extremely relaxed. Just for the first time in days and days, you just feel peaceful. The feeling kind of stays with you for a few moments after you touch the creature.
Okay. That's weird. Just feel calm. Wow. That's very strange.
Go on.
I'm going for it. I'm going to touch Malcolm.
I feel nothing particularly.
I want the calm.
Yeah.
I touch the creature.
As you touch the creature, again, very soft, nice, fluffy white creature. You too just feel at peace. Just relaxed. Calm.
Just going to sit down slowly.
Yeah, I'm just sort of standing there, it's sort of zapped, feeling a bit spaced out.
I did not like this thing. I think we should leave it if we don't understand it.
Agreed.
Well, is this any benefit to you, Claro, to investigate this thing any further?
Anything to do with the darkness is of benefit to me. This is why I'm here now. If we're not going to save the innocents, then I at least should understand what this is.
So what do you want to do with it?
There's only one thing I can do. He puts his hand on again.
Okay, the second time you do so, give me another charisma save.
Yeah. 17.
17. You, this time, suppress whatever it is that's going on in your mind, and as you put your hand on it, you too feel calm and peaceful.
I didn't see the darkness again. This is a strange magic. Peacefulness in death.
You feel a warm kind of feeling, just the blood surge around your body. You just feel secure and safe.
We should continue on.
I'm going to document this encounter for my encyclopedia for Casper when we meet him again.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've encountered these creatures before. Did you feel anything?
Yes, we did.
We
Writing in a
felt
book.
this
picture book?
this same
Right,
feeling,
it's called
this feeling
Under
of,
the Garden Fence.
of safety.
A name's view on the
But
world.
if it's dead and I can sense the darkness, then perhaps the darkness has killed it, and the safety is the natural feeling of the creature.
Wow.
This is a long shot. I'm no trained wizard. This is strange, but it's natural to feel safe amongst these creatures.
Okay. We move on.
Yeah.
We should move with with a form of safety, because if this creature's been killed, then whatever's hunting it might be after us.
I'll take point. Keep a lookout.
Especially the little one.
Well, there's an even littler one now.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about? The Elizabeth or me?
Both of you.
Oh, okay.
Small Elizabeth.
Very good.
Nice.
Probably only a foot
Nice.
tall, small Elizabeth. Very small.
I got you, didn't I? Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it's very small.
You're continuing on, carrying on your journey,
Mm-hmm.
heading to the northeast. You sense, from where you believe it might be, you're less than 10 miles from its location.
Carrying on in what I believe is the right direction.
You continue pressing on. You suspect it's past, lunchtime.
Nollis is going to take point a little bit. We keep a lookout.
Sure. Yeah. So if you give me a perception roll.
Yeah, advanced scouting area. That is 14.
14. Okay. You continue on a little while longer. It's the middle of the day now. If any of you have, you're hungry, so if you have rations, you'd logically be consuming them as you're walking as well, I would guess.
Delicious.
Continue on further for another 5 or so miles, drudging. This mountain range now overtaking the sky. There's smaller mountains, larger mountains. There's a lot of peaks here to the north of you. You're getting a little bit closer to them as well. They're no longer 20 miles from you. Some of them seem maybe 10 miles from you. The river seems to be closer to you as well now, as you're starting to follow it in a little bit. There's less distance between the mountains and the river. It's narrowing. For the first time, you, Nollis, get vision probably 2 miles away from you on a structure or settlements of sorts which catches your eye.
Mm-hmm. He's going to halt and then relay it back. Just a normal volume.
The river seems to run right to it.
Foss Brock.
This is Foss Brock coming up
I
in front of
believe
us.
so, yes.
The river, the town, this all makes sense.
Yeah.
Are people kind in Foss Brock? Do we know?
To my memory, from what I've heard, yes.
Is this still a halfling town, or is this a elven halfling town?
We should see Aaron there.
Supposedly, actually.
Would
Yeah,
I-
you're right.
would I know
Oh,
this?
yeah.
You know it to be a halfling town.
Like
Okay.
I say, from what I knew from a while back, yes.
That's
At
good.
the moment, I wouldn't take anything at face value.
We
Very
should keep
true,
on
yeah.
guard,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the dead creature.
Agreed.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm glad.
I will take point again.
Okay.
Relay it back if there is anything wrong.
Yeah, keep your eyes open.
You continue on,
Yeah.
continue on towards it. You make reasonable time as you now have a target to work to. It's not as meandery, trying to gauge your bearings. You're heading directly for this town, it seems. As you get within a mile, you realise that there's a lot of water around the area. You see the river maybe open up a little. There's possibly a waterfall within it. There's certainly stone structures, looks like archways at the front. Certainly a man-made or halfling-made settlement that's sort of embedded into one of these mountains. It's not recessed into one, but it seems like it's at least butted up against one.
Nollis, before we get too close, the last time we approached a town, it was Broga. It didn't go well. The time before that, Callus, worse. If we don't meet our friends straight away, we have to get our story straight.
Okay.
Otherwise, more people are going to die.
Okay.
And what story would that be?
Why are we here?
Why are we here?
We here to rest. We're going to the halfling city tomorrow.
Do we have any historical knowledge of how halflings react to magic users? Are they more liberal to that, or are they no magic like the rest of Asher?
So you personally haven't had a lot of dealings with
Yeah,
halflings.
maybe a bit of
Nor have
hearsay.
you, Thorinir or Nollis. Malkin and Clara are really the only two that have ever encountered them, really. And really, the most knowledge you have is your brief time with them here. So
I think we should try and keep the magic on the down
Display.
low.
Do you want me to wait outside the town? You can call me when you need me.
Should we?
Sadly, Nollis is an elf. A strange-looking elf, but he's an elf.
Right.
So is Thorinir. This is, if anything, our meal ticket in any town here. I think we should... Both times, thus two humanoids, most human of the group, have gone first, and it's
It's
been
not ended
disaster. Switch the plan.
Yeah, fine.
You go first.
Yes.
Just try and avoid using magic
Of course.
overtly.
Of course. I am the very nature of subtlety.
6 foot tall blue man with giant ears.
Malcolm, if it goes wrong, at least we're as far from harm as possible.
It's gonna go wrong. You know it's gonna go wrong. It always goes wrong. Let's just
I'll saddle up.
try and save it from
Saddle
going
up.
wrong for as long as possible. We're only passing through. Remember,
If it goes to pot, we'll play the high elf card.
we're on our
We'll bully them into
way
submission.
to Dathkar
Sounds
Crag.
good.
So we're only passing through.
you continue. So just the two of you continuing up to the main archway. So there seems to be kind of a central archway that looks to form over a natural bridge of sorts. It seems the river kind of runs in a few different directions here. It stems off, and it's not just a single river. It runs in a few different locations, and a sort of natural grassy for now. This is a more verdant area. You've got greenery and trees and mosses and fauna. Flora even around here, and the water seems to run under this sort of natural bridge that works its way to this main archway. It's very beautiful, actually. You two are kind of, Thorinir and Nollis, you're heading up to the archway. What are the other three? How far back are you? What are you doing?
I'm just going to whisper. Try not to kill them.
Of course.
Try.
Not too far back, so doesn't it? Suspicious.
No, we
10
don't want-
foot, 15 foot.
We're just they're sort of just a few paces ahead of us. Just
So you're all heading towards the archway.
yeah,
Just
we
standing.
don't want to be all subterfuge about it. Just letting them lead the way.
Fine. This archway is from 30 feet high. It's grand. It's not embellished in any way, so it's not adorned with patterns like some of the other like parts of Callus where logos and emblems. It's stonework built up into this large archway. There seems to be water kind of running down the sides of some of the right hand side as well, sort of like a waterfall, just dripping over the edges. This water is rushing now from all around you. As you approach this beautiful scene, wonderful, surrounded by these mountains that are
How far below us is the water?
just 10 feet. It's
Too far to be able to reach down and put my hand in.
easily, yes, yeah. It's 10 feet. There's a blue sky above you now, greenery, really bright colours. The sounds from the water trickling is idyllic, really.
Nice place.
As you walk up to the entrance, can you please all make charisma saving throws?
What's all this magic? Does I don't know. Does Go Elizabeth need to make a charisma saving throw? She does have statistics.
How sentient is she?
Oh, I don't know about that. What do you mean by that?
Is she?
Is it how independent or
Is she just a
is it
construct?
engineering? Is it?
She's just a construct. She doesn't have a mind. You're
I may have
Yeah,
written
it is a tiny construct. Yeah,
yeah, fine. So you're commanding
Stuck
it.
that
So
in your
it
back
doesn't-
pocket.
not to worry.
Might
Perfect.
need that later.
So your charisma saves.
Steady.
Totally bashed it.
Your charisma.
3.
No, it wasn't. Mine was a
Mine's
6.
a powerful 6.
11.
6.
8.
Excellent.
Oh, we may as well have come up with torches
Please
burning.
pass that to Thorin.
I hope you enjoy being
Don't show anyone
cannibals.
else. Please take that one. Claro, please take that one.
Oh dear.
Malcolm, please take that one.
Are they all the same? Who
Norris,
knows?
please take that one. We will see you in 5 minutes after we take a quick break.
How frantically do I have to do this?
We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Oh,
Here's some
Doodles.
art generated by our wonderful fans.
Yes, thank you very much, fans. We'll see you very soon.
Hang on, that's the intro, wrong thing. Let's try that again. Here is some art generated
Press
by
the
our
right
wonderful
button.
fans.
Yay.
to see at first glance.
Hello again.
Oh no.
It's very good. Okay.
Hang on, that's not the right music. Hello again. Let's try that again.
3, 2.
Welcome back.
We're back in the room.
Go.
Thank you for that wonderful artwork.
Yeah, thank you very
Brought
much.
to us by our
It's very
wonderful
zen.
fans.
It sounded zen and now it sounds creepy.
Yeah, that happens.
Creepy
Welcome
and zen.
to Asher.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk Park.
Do you, I'm going to start this off. I'm going to look for trees.
I don't know.
Are there any trees that I can see?
So within Foss Brock,
Yeah.
Is the gate even open? Sorry.
so there's no gate, it's an open
Stone
archway
archway.
that you can freely walk into. And as you do so, you realise that yes, there are trees around you, verdant, deep greens, bright blue of the sky, the bright turquoisey blue of the water that's around you. There are trees, yes.
Trees. Where are the trees?
How close are the trees? I'm going to the trees.
Okay, there are trees, so you walk through the gateway.
I'm running.
I am going to run faster.
We're sprinting to the trees. I'm trying to get there faster.
I am
than you.
panicking.
Yeah.
So you're both running as fast. I mean, you're fast, I believe. Thor,
Yeah,
aren't
you are.
Oh,
Slightly.
Slightly faster.
so I am going to run past.
Yeah, you slightly get before him.
I'm running like arms flailing. in the background.
You enter this wonderful, almost jungly, stone-built town. It's small. There's waterways like channels around you to both sides. Everything's squared off, so it's not the ground's man-made stonework that forms this sort of square in the middle. There's waterways either side of you, and then there's these buildings kind of to the right, straight ahead of you, to the left. Some of them, there's one that's kind of built into the mountain, others are built into big stone structures like houses. There's fauna, done it again, there's flora, there's plant life, vines, ivies and similar, kind of hugging the outsides of these buildings. These buildings look old, this has grown over them in time.
Have we reached, these two have run on ahead, have we reached the gateway yet?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. You guys can make it to the gateway also.
Does there appear to be any graveyard outside, inside?
So you can give me your best perception roll from your location.
Usually it's towards like churchyards and stuff. It's in that 20.
Damn.
20.
+3 for perception.
Right.
Very nice.
So
I know of all the graveyards in Asher.
Oh!
I can see them all.
I've seen Beyond the Veil.
a few things stand out to you. You don't see a grave. Don't see a graveyard, but as you look around, we're talking very condensed. This isn't like Callus or Broga even. This is a very condensed area where all the buildings seem to be pretty close together.
It's like a model village version of Milton Keynes.
There seems to be this big central...
Oh, I was starting to like the place.
This big central, square perhaps, and there seems to be sort of a market stall, just kind of by itself in the corner of it.
No sign of any people?
Not just yet. You also see what seems to be a large, more naturally formed pool somewhere to the side. So whereas you've got these kind of channels that have been made, there's like a still pool that kind of glimmers and glitters in the
Channels,
sunlight.
have they got running water in them?
The river seems to be filling these channels.
I'm
yes.
just going to dip my hand in the water.
So you can do so. Yeah, you can do so absolutely. You feel incredibly. You refocus on your effort. You also notice a building that kind of bolts right up against this pool, a stone squared off building, flat stone roof, and an open doorway to it. Kind of there's no glass, there's open windows, kind of rudimentary buildings, but well built. You also there's perhaps a way off to the side that you can't get a good view on, and then there's a few other buildings that you can make out around, whether they're houses or whatever they might be. The other thing that stands out to you as you're looking around, you two are heading towards this tree, this nearest tree you can find, running as fast as you're able. The other thing that strikes you
Giggling like
is
school children.
there's this waterfall that's right beside you now by this archway is upside down.
Flows upwards.
What?
Cool. I'll head to the pool house, if you will.
Okay. You've reached the trees.
Yeah.
You slightly before him, Thornir.
Stay back, Nollis.
I need to get up.
Stay back.
To get up there.
What for?
I need the food.
No.
The fruit. I need the fruit from the tree.
There's no fruit in this tree for you.
Thornir, I need the fruit from the tree.
The fruit is the trees.
I need to get to the fruit.
You cannot get to the fruit.
Them.
You cannot
I
get to
need
the
them,
fruit.
Thornir.
The tree needs the fruit.
He's going to try and get past him. Stop climbing a tree.
In what fashion?
He's going to be trying to be faster than him.
Okay, so if you want to contest athletics against each other,
Yeah.
or acrobatics, you being more forceful or dodging?
He's trying to dodge him.
Okay, so acrobatics against each other.
Bam!
Oh,
Cocked.
the suspense. The suspense.
Cocked. Oh, can you read? The dice.
You chose the... Oh, that's a
That's-
D12. You don't want
Oh,
that.
that's true.
Oh.
You don't even have a 20 here.
Don't even want that one.
Roll a d12.
I'll pass
You
this
can't
one
read
on as
anything
well.
on that dice. Don't even see how many sides
It's
are
an
on it.
elven dice. There's another thing.
18.
23.
You get past him.
It's not actually 23. I totally lied. I got excited. It's 21. He's
Well,
gonna get,
you get deducted points for lying, surely.
it was an accident. I got excited. He's just going to start climbing a tree, trying to get towards whatever fruit he can find.
These trees are incredibly green. They're really, compared to Baroga Bush, the last real verdant trees, they weren't even verdant, blue trees that you came across. These are really strikingly deep green, almost blues and turquoises within them, but they're real vibrant contrasting colours against this the dark stone around it. And you ascend this tree up there.
What the hell is wrong with you two?
Climb!
You clumsy oaf!
Is there fruit in the tree?
If you give me an investigation roll.
Jeepers. It'd be really embarrassing. I couldn't find any now. That's a 1. Not a natural one, but it's a 1.
You think the leaves could be fruit?
He's just going to start grabbing handfuls of leaves and stuffing it in his bag.
Okay.
What is going on?
There's no time, Malcolm. There's no time to explain to you.
Is this like a mania? What's happening? Like a compulsion?
You have the compulsion that's on your
Okay,
card.
You've read your card.
I run into town like a lunatic.
What
running
the
straight
hell
into
is
town.
going on with all you lot?
Looking for traders.
Okay.
Apothecaries, anything.
Okay, so you're gathering, just running straight into the square.
Straight into the
I'm
square. I've
gonna-
seen shops on them in.
So there are these buildings around the edge, and there's this market stall that's there as well.
Just run off. There's no time left! And run into town.
Claro, what's going on here?
I've disappeared. I've gone to the pool.
Yeah.
Right, fine. I'm gonna.
Malcolm, help me! Stop Nollis!
Still grabbing leaves and stuff. Even if his
Why?
bag's like
What's-
getting full, he's still stuffing them in there.
Nollis, what are you doing?
I need the fruit, Malcolm. You don't understand the fruit.
Well,
you not
before he
see
can
it?
finish that sentence, the scepter's flying at me. And I'm trying to cast Charm Person
Oh, very
Okay.
exciting.
on. So
Go ahead.
I think it's a wisdom saving throw
Okay.
from memory.
Your-
Wisdom saving throw.
What's your spell DC?
13.
Before you are able to cast it, you go to cast it,
Don't use
and
magic.
just don't want to.
Oh.
But I still want this. Okay. No! Oh, so I just run and try and grab his shoe.
Okay.
Or his foot.
Yeah.
Nimbly climb the tree and try to pull him down.
Pull him down my foot. I'm gonna try and shake my galosh off.
Faraday, what are you
So I
doing?
can stay in the tree.
What?
So
We
the hell
have
is
to
going on?
Stop him!
Why?
He's destroying the trees!
He's just pulling some leaves off
The
it.
trees!
These two are madly contesting one another. And over the next few seconds, or 30 seconds or so, you're taking it in turns to get the hang on.
If there's not room in the bag, he's just going to start stuffing leaves and fruit into like his pockets, underneath his arm, or like wherever he can stuff them.
I'm just gonna breathe in and just skunk the hell out of you.
Again, you see Thorinir do this, and as he tries to, you can't quite.
You
bring
just do a
yourself
little,
to cast
a little
magic.
fart.
Yeah, just pushing so hard, but nothing's coming out.
You've run over to the pool.
Yes, please.
As you go over to the pool, a man, a halfling male, emerges from the building right next to it, and on top, you realise as you get close to it, by the doorway, there's a small hand-painted wooden sign which says Pug's Pie Hole. The halfling man runs out straight away. Doesn't even pay any attention to you. Runs straight out. He's wearing a pale green apron. He's got hairy, broad halfling feet, big hands, reasonably well-groomed long sideburns, and he's got this large wooden ladle. And he runs up ahead of you, kind of without even paying you the slightest bit of notice, and he gets his ladle and he just starts drinking from the water. This pool that's there. Just starts drinking, kind of as fast as you can imagine somebody shoveling a ladle into their mouth.
Cool. Claire's going to walk straight past him.
Yeah.
Straight into the pie hole.
Sure.
And he's going to look for like meat and any kind of dead animals or anything in there.
Clara, what are you doing?
Sure. So as you go inside, you see this what seems to be, you can pretty much make out this is maybe a bar or a restaurant or a food shop of some type. There's a counter in there. You can smell.
How high's the door? Does he have to duck?
Yes, you do. Yeah, it is a small halfling door. You can smell kind of meats or food in there as you go in. It looks really appealing. It's nicely decorated. It's kind of homely. It looks different to the outside. You can see an area where there's a fire and a cauldron where they might boil something up, perhaps. And there's some very small chairs all around. Some nice rugs, and a couple of paintings on the back wall of what looks like the same man that you saw running out, kind of smiling broadly, hung up around. And there's a big old pile of cooked meat in the far corner of this room.
Cool. So he's gonna pick that up while the owner is busy. Take it outside.
So you kind of go up to this meat. It looks.
Is it on a tray or is it
just a pile on the floor,
Oh.
piled up, and it looks really nice.
Cool.
You go up to it.
Is there a hard floor or is it dirt floor?
Yeah, it's a tile floor, or it's a kind of stone tile floor.
Yeah.
As you go up to this meat, just give me a charisma save.
Yeah.
T-bone steaks.
It's a 1.
Or it's old meat.
Okay. As you reach down and touch this delicious looking meat, you start to salivate as you come up to it.
Yeah.
It looks lovely. You take it. Your mind goes black. You see these great big flaming eyes, just full in front of you. This great big smile. This hollowed out black face with these great fiery horns, just staring back at you.
No, leave me alone! Leave me alone!
In the language which you understand, you're doing well, Claro. And as you recover after a moment, you fall to the ground.
Into the meat.
Into the meat.
Yes, just beside the meat. You on the side.
Yeah. And then it piles down like that.
I've had meals like that
from
before.
outside. What am I aware of any of this? Of anything happening?
So you've seen Claro run into Pug's pie hole. You've seen these two. They're
These
squabbling
two.
up this tree.
I've had enough of
Novice
this.
wildly inserting leaves and foliage into his person. Zolan now is kind of running up to this market stall.
Probably breaking it for wood. Probably trying to rip it apart to get the wood out of it.
Well, as you arrive at this stall, Zolan, so this is what you're watching at the moment, Malcolm. As you arrive at this stall,
It's going well.
hello! You notice a voice from just beneath this stall. So it looks like a wooden stall set up.
Yeah.
Two kind of support beams that have a little, probably what was a sign at one point above it, but you can't make out what it might have said. There's nothing on the stall.
Just a bloke underneath it. Or
As you walk up to it, a lady takes a side step just around it at your height.
Oh.
And
Pleasant
she's
surprise.
got kind of frizzy red hair, orangey red hair. It's kind of grey, pale face, grey eyes, quite thin, narrow, not strong features, dark eyebrows. What can I sell you?
2 planks of wood! 14 salmon scales!
We do.
I'll just trying to pull the wood off the cart. Just going to try and pull the cart apart.
Okay. She's kind of shaking.
Yeah.
She's shaking and as she looks at you. But she
I have no time!
we sell
An ounce of lime?
She's thinking.
While this is going on,
Wool.
while this is going on, I'm just going to look over my shoulder towards the entrance to the town, see if there's anything happening there.
Okay, as you so give me a perception roll.
Ooh. That is 21.
There is nobody entering that you can see at the moment. You two make out this upside down waterfall, however.
I'm going to go over to the only one that I can see. I'm going to go over to Zolan and just sort of grab hold of him and pull him off this before he tears this thing apart.
We have the Brock wool.
I do not need brock wool. I need wood! Salmon scales!
trouble,
Lime!
friend.
Zolan, what? Calm down. What's...
I've got the exam! I have to go to the exam! Malcolm, put me down! He's looking around, he's seen the buildings.
Got hold of you like this.
Yeah.
Legs like
Here,
that.
Malcolm! Here, there's lime in these buildings. Take me to this rock. Malcolm!
Okay, I'm just going to let go of him.
I'm going to run.
Travelled far.
Hell of a long way.
You're looking down at her. She's a halfling.
Hell of a long way. Yes, we've come far. Yes.
3 silver for the Brock wool.
Not sure anybody wants any Brock wool. Have you got any lime?
Lots of people want the Brock wool.
Okay.
Come bloke.
Oh,
You saying Brock wool or Brock wool?
I'm going to head over towards the pie hole where I last saw Claro heading.
You're the traders.
No, we're not. No.
I'm probably hammering the wall now, trying to chip them stones off.
That's fine. Yeah. So,
No,
on the stand or on the.
we are just travellers, but something seems to have happened to my friends.
You're here for the festival.
Yes, we're here for the festival.
You'll need some Brock wool.
I'm just going to ignore
You
it
see
and
her
head over
shaking. She's
to...
going to lean into the side a bit
Yeah,
while she's talking to you.
I'm going to head over towards the pie hole.
Okay, fine. In that direction. You as well, Zolan, or are you?
Nah, I'm attacking this wall now.
Okay, so you're just starting to chip stone off of walls.
I'm keeping an eye on
Okay.
the gateway.
Sure.
Every so often, I'm just looking over my shoulder towards the gateway, just
Fine.
keeping an eye on it.
As you walk away, she kind of goes back to her stand and stands behind it. She's too short for it, but she's kind of behind it. You two are still in the tree at the moment.
Yeah.
Trying to bundle a bedroll over his head.
You find any kind of act of hostility or aggression, you're suppressed
Okay.
as you're talking to one another. There's a couple of times you feel like you want to rip each other down or whatever, but you can't cast magic. You can't. You can't.
Strike one another.
Yes.
Except from the classic hand slap.
Yeah.
So you now, if you're still in the trees, you head into the pie hole.
I'll go into the pie hole and I see.
Just before you do, you notice again this just this vine pool. It looks like it's incredible. You know, it looks like something written about in a book or a fairy tale. Another lady, again with kind of long red hair, plaited, a halfling. She's wearing a small apron and she's got a rounder face. Doesn't look as sketchy as the last person that you encountered. She just kind of appears from just the side of the pie hole, just from nearby, kind of from behind it almost. Hello? Take this. And she just passes you a ribbon. Put that up, please.
Put it up.
Yes, please.
Where?
Oh, we've only got a few hours left.
Okay.
And she just takes something else out
I'll
from her.
reach up and I'll just tie the ribbon off on an out-sticking piece of nail or something. Any outcropping.
Sure, you can probably find a little bit of
Yeah.
jagged rock or something where
like
you can
that. Yeah, just tie it off on there.
Oh, great. There's more back there.
Alright, I'm just going to go and see my friend. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. And you notice just out the corner of your eye, she's just carrying on. She's setting up for something. She's decorating. Generally, you walk back into the pie hole. Again, you're greeted with the same scene that I described to Claro.
It's just legs sticking out from a pile.
Yeah, Claro is standing on this pile of meat.
I know those feet.
Fabulous.
Claro? Sort of kick his foot. Claro!
Dangerous meat.
Alright, so I'm going to reach down. I'm going to just pull the pile of meat out of the way.
Okay. It looks really tasty, this meat.
Yeah, haven't had much to eat except boot rations over the last couple of days as well. So
this is a mountain as well. It's an incredible amount of food, and it's all just kind of there, nicely prepared.
As appetising as it looks, everything in this town is completely screwy. So I'm not gonna eat anything. As much as tempting as it is, I'm just going to dig Claro out from underneath it.
Who are you talking to, Malcolm? It's such a strange thing to say. I saw the evil, Malcolm. The darkness in the meat. It was very confusing.
The darkness in the meat.
We've got to bury the meat, Malcolm. This is evil. I'm dead, and we have to bury it.
From outside of the doorway, again, this man who you met previously. With the ladle returns. Oh, hello there! Welcome to Pug's Pie Hole. What can I get you then?
What are you trying to sell us, Pug? This meat is rotten. It's evil. What are you doing?
Where are you from?
Where are you from? Trying to peddle this dark magic?
Magic! This is Foss Brock. This is Pug's Pie Hole. It's the most famous pie hole in all of the halfling region. Can I get you a pie?
Oh, go on.
It's festival season, don't you know?
So I hear.
Hang on. Yeah, go on.
Alright. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, go on. I could do a pie.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, righty. Just give me a minute. Right. Have a seat. And there's these tiny little seats and these small little tables.
Are there candles with which we could light?
There are some candles around. Yeah, none of them seem to be lit, and they seem to be burnt almost right down. You can probably find one that's got a bit of a wick.
Yeah, Claire's going to search for that one good candle, put it on the table between himself and Malcolm, flick it on fire,
Okay.
and then just be like, I think this is something wrong with this town, Malcolm.
You think?
But maybe after this pie, we'll sort it out.
Okay.
He goes over and collects some of this meat on the side, just picks it up.
It's bad stuff.
And
Bad
he's
stuff,
just
Pug.
looking around as he's holding it. Looking around. Looks like he's looking for something. Just kind of wondering about.
You said the darkness is in the meat. You tried some? You ate some?
Wow, he touched it.
You just touched it?
Like the creature.
But I've just touched it and I felt Nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
He's frantically wondering, oh. All right. He comes straight over, he's holding the meat, and he just puts it in the middle of the table.
I'll have the salad, if possible.
This is the meat pie. Pug's pie hole. Little confession, we're out of pastry.
So it's just a pile of meat.
It's just meat. I don't know where it's gone. I had lots of pastry this morning. Ready for the festival. Later today.
Pug, do you have a graveyard in town, out of town?
A graveyard?
Yeah. Where do you bury your dead?
Dead?
Graveyard,
in
dead,
the pies.
Pug, pies. What's wrong with you, little man?
I'm going outside.
Would you like some gravy?
I'd like you to tell me where your graveyard is.
My graveyard? Oh, are you thinking of the pit?
Sure, why not?
But if you go in the amphitheatre
Yeah,
with the bird.
yeah. What direction's that?
Oh, just over there. And he kind of looks at it. Oh, 1 second. He grabs his ladle again and just runs back outside.
Malcolm, we've got very serious business at the pit. Follow me.
You go on ahead. I'm just
You're
going
gonna have the pie?
No, I don't think I'm going to have anything in this town. I'm just going to go over to check the gates. I'll join you in a minute. You go on ahead.
Okay.
So you went back out. As soon as you kind of leave the door, you notice Pug with his ladle again back in the water. You instantly also see this other lady who's... Oh, right there. Take this, please. She passes you like a little string that's got some ribbons on it. They're all kind of frayed and damaged, look old. Can you just hold that one and just stretch it over to there, please? You're a big, strong man.
This is only a little ribbon. He's gonna tie her a little noose. Give it back to her.
Holy.
Savage.
Can you take that over to the other side there and we'll just stretch it across?
No.
We've only got an hour or so before the festival.
No. And he's gonna walk off towards.
Pug's just in the water again, just kind of devouring it.
Clary looks at that and he's just kind of a bit like, just sort of shakes it off.
Okay.
Like, the guy was weird.
So then, are you still hammering at this point?
I think I've spotted Pug's spoon and I'm going to investigate.
Okay. So you walk over. So you're relatively nearby again. This whole area is pretty confined. There's water, this greenery, and there's this stone square that you're in, and these channels running by.
Can I see your ladle?
Kind of looks up. Oh, you want some?
Please.
Go ahead.
Is the ladle silver?
No, it's a long wooden.
I'll throw it on the ground and leave.
As Clara,
Not what I wanted.
As Clara walks off, I'm just going to shout over, don't eat anything.
No, I'll go back. I wanted a metal as a metal.
Okay.
Useless to me.
Still hammering.
Yeah.
You two, any change in your situation?
How much of this tree is left?
I mean, it's a reasonable sized tree.
Is there anything I can use to try and resist my compulsion to keep shoving branches?
At the moment, it's quite high in your mind, but you've certainly done a reasonable amount of
Damage to an innocent tree.
You've still got your awareness of holding capacity, for example.
Right, okay. He's covered, all of his armour's filled with leaves, and his bag's filled with leaves, and feeling somewhat satisfied, he's just going to slump down the tree and then just lay prostrate at the bottom of the tree.
As I walk past, heading back towards the gate, I'm just going to look at... You alright there, Nollis? Right?
It's just the fruit, Malcolm. I don't know what's happening. I think I might... I don't think I can have any more.
You're covered in tree.
I need this, though. I needed this, Malkin.
Right.
You wouldn't understand. Your inferior mortal brain cannot quite hold my lust for this.
Inferior mortal brain seems to be the only one around here that hasn't gone.
Poke down, hang down, upside down. Stay back, Malcolm!
Right.
Stay away from the tree!
Yeah. Not interested in the tree.
Take
him with you!
Where are you going, Malkin?
I'm going over to the gate. I'm going to go and stand by the gate.
Where is everyone else? They need to try this fruit.
No.
Do you want some?
No, I don't want any.
Where's Claro? You'd love this.
Claro has gone to investigate the pit.
Where's Zolan? Do you want some?
Zolan is. I've got no idea.
You can
what
see him
Zolan's
kind of in the background. You can hear this
bang,
chiseling,
clattering noises.
He stood next to this
Zolan
halfling that's shoveling water.
Zolan appears to be doing his best to demolish the town.
Nihilus is just going to start swaggering around the town.
Okay, so you two see this market trader,
hazard fashion.
this chap pug that keeps popping in every 30 seconds, in and out, having some more of this water. This other lady that's hanging up these very short ribbons in various spots around the town.
Swagger, like a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Thought you doing anything particularly?
Just running from tree to tree.
Okay.
Jumping, looking around.
Yeah.
For intruders in the branches.
Sure. There's not the trees that are there. There's only a few trees that are kind of accessible. The rest are kind of growing on top of roofs. You know, there's foliage kind of all around and growing down.
Yeah, I'm just
sides.
running between the same three.
Sure.
Just checking all the branches.
Like
checking
a squirrel on LSD.
Even with your compulsions, you are all very aware of this upside down waterfall as well. That definitely stands out to all of you. It's very strange.
Every now and again, then. Oh.
Yeah.
That's the least crazy thing that I've seen so far in this town.
You go across Claro to the direction that Pug pointed in, which was towards the pit, as he called it. You walk into this area that actually seems to be more that was hidden from the front area. It looked like this was kind of the whole area, but there seems to be an equally big area that's kind of hidden behind a few of these buildings as you walk by. And it opens up onto what looks like a stage. It's like a stage there, and then there's sort of little chairs all around. It looks like there's some form of central performance that might take place there. There's two people, two halflings up on the stage that seem to be talking with one another. One of them's wearing a sort of armour. He's carrying a sort of whip and short brown hair. The other one is sort of, whether they're tattoos or face paints, but there's a lot of blue kind of all over him. He's also wearing armour of sorts. He seems, the notable thing about him, apart from his wild hair, which is white and is kind of spiked blue on either side, he's sat in what can be best described as a wheelchair, although you might not have seen a wheelchair before. It's a chair with wheels.
There's a lot of disability access in Equa, actually, so he has seen a
Okay,
wheelchair.
yeah, good. They're kind of stood on the stage.
He just walks right past.
Okay.
He's going towards the pit.
Okay. And so you kind of walk up onto that stage, and the one with brown hair turns to you. Oh, pleased to be seeing you.
I don't know you, friend.
You're very big.
Which way to the pit?
The pit?
Yeah.
Why are you going to the pit?
Well, that's my business.
But I'm the handler here.
Handler of the pit.
Yeah.
Come with me.
All right. And the other one, kind of with his wheelchair, comes along with you as well. You can see he's holding a small hand axe. The one with the blue hair in the wheelchair. And you look down into this. What is a pit? It's a relatively shallow pit. We're talking maybe 15 feet down, but from the stage, so that it's only maybe 5 feet beneath ground level. It's a raised stone stage. Yeah, it's like semicircular, this stage as well.
Is this alongside or behind, or?
It's kind of at the rear of this stage, and there's just kind of a drop off at the other end, and then a backs onto the mountain face.
Yeah,
So it's kind of an enclosed, bit of an enclosed area.
Yeah,
quite impressive amphitheatre of sorts. You look down. It's what's wrong with the pit?
I'm here to the bodies. The bodies. I'm here to deal with the bodies.
You look down inside the pit, and you can see what would be best described as a large blue bird.
Alive or dead?
Alive.
What's with the bird?
And looks at you. What do you mean?
Well, in the pit, which I am told this is where you keep your dead? Question mark. There's a bird. There's a huge bird.
It's for the festival.
What festival?
the one in the wheelchair.
It's like on the defense.
He's had some
Ready's an
college.
Yes, it's a bit
What do you mean, what festival?
What festival?
What do you mean by that?
It's literally a question.
He tries to stand up and just one of his knees just buckles and he kind of falls into you a little bit.
What do you mean, little man?
The festival in an hour's time!
He's gonna put him over his shoulder like a babe,
Oh,
and he's gonna carry him back to Malcolm.
Okay. He says, "Oh, I don't want to do research.
Yeah, I need to get to the bottom of this.
Have you seen Blaze?
Blaze?
Have you seen Blaze?
Is this the play you're doing, or the? And he picked.
Matador.
Yeah, you're talking gibberish. He takes the little man. He's like, "Who is Blaze?"
Is that a chant? Who is Blaze?
Blaze?
Blaze.
He's a huge man with a silver sword.
Oh, that might be bad.
He's gone missing. And the festival's in an hour.
Okay. Great.
He might be in his house. Have you looked there?
Okay.
Have you looked in his house?
Okay. Right. So he's gonna grab the wheelchair. It's like a little wheelchair, right?
It's relatively small.
Drop it down.
It's quite heavy.
off the stage.
Okay.
Drop the little man into it and just be like, firstly, where do you bury your dead?
Very strange question.
Well, an honest,
This is a festival in an
an
hour.
honest answer for an honest question.
Well, we feed the bird.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
No one's died for ages.
Yeah. Yeah. And what do you feed the bird?
The meat.
The meat.
God.
Okay. Okay.
Did you eat the pie?
Didn't eat the pie.
Do you think you could find Blaze for me?
Yeah, sure, why not? We seem to just do...
Because he's on in an hour.
He's on in an hour. We just seem to do gibberish for morons a lot of the time, little man. This town, things always been like this?
To search say he's a huge man with a silver sword.
Okay, like you and your little friend, right, we're going to go down and see the bird.
We're not now. No, the festival's in an hour's time.
Well, we'll be back. Trust me.
No, the festival's in an hour's time.
Cool. So he's going to grab...
This will upset the gods.
Great. He's going to grab the one who's not in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And he's going to start heading towards the pit.
Okay, so you're pretty much by it. It's just a sheer drop.
Cool. I'd like to drag him if that's a problem.
Okay, he's going to try and squirm away.
Yeah.
So
Squirm.
if you use athletics.
Yeah.
Squirm off.
Drag him, he's smaller
4.
than you.
3.
He just gets away from you.
Real
but
sweaty.
it's- yeah. Oh, he dances to the other side of the pit.
Yeah.
Can you just get in, please?
Blaze.
Blaze! He's in the coal hole!
Another pit. Great.
Probably!
Where's the coal hole?
Is it the
Just the
charcoal?
place with the coal!
Where?
Just the other side by Pug's Pie Hole! I don't know why he's not here!
Okay. I'm going to head back to the pile.
This town is a lot like Salvia.
We go back into the town, and Malcolm, what are you up to at the moment?
I'm just standing by the gate at the moment. By
Okay.
the gateway. Just standing there at the moment. Wait. I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen next, frankly.
Okay.
Watching him dismantling the local scenery, him wearing a tree. And this
Ready
one,
to throw my feces at anyone. that
this,
comes
yeah, this one acting like halfway between a monkey and a mad gerbil
Hero.
creature thing. I don't know. I'm just looking up. Yeah, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Is anyone doing anything particularly?
If Nala sees Claro coming back to the pie hole, because I'm around that area, I'd probably go over to him.
Okay. Yeah, you can You can intercept
Yeah,
him.
when I see Clara come back, I'll head over towards him as well.
I've probably just got the whole bag, my bag just emptied on the floor, like counting an itinerary of what I own. I think the exam is an extremely important part of a young gnome's life, and it's going to be above all his priority is to be prepared for this exam.
Okay.
So screw my friends at the moment. I apologise all.
That's fair.
That is my focus.
Exam.
I'm out of the tree, but I'm
Exam.
just keeping an eye on it.
Patrol.
I'm like heading towards them, but I'm just drawn and just somewhere in the middle.
So the group of you are all kind of within the earshot of each other. Zolan and Thorin are slightly less engaged than the other three of you. Again, Pug's just kind of at the pond. You can still see the other lady by the stool and the other lady putting up decorations.
Claro, any idea what's going on?
I'm itchy, everyone. I'm itchy.
You're itchy. Really? That
The
might have
freeze made
something
me
to do
itchy.
with you wearing half a tree?
You don't understand, Mark. Please stop trying
No,
to
you-
understand.
You're right, I don't understand.
I have all that I can carry. I think we should leave this place with all of this fruit in case people try to take it from me. How do we leave now? What do we do next?
I don't think anybody's going to try and take the trees off you.
Good.
Tree off you.
Because they shall die.
Just at that moment. I don't.
This is a strange town, Malcolm. This is a strange town that apparently they bury their dead with a bird, which is
Why?
very odd.
Why is that even significant?
Why? What do you mean? Why isn't it significant?
Why is
Burial rituals of cultures is core to their living.
that? Yeah, but we're not here to examine the culture of the place. We were just stopping for a break.
I think I should swim up the waterfall.
We have to find Blaze.
When you say swim up the waterfall, do you mean up the waterfall down or down the waterfall up?
I can get away up the mountain through the waterfall. And
You're just going to stay where you are. Just go sit under your tree.
do you think Blaze?
Go
is
sit
up
under your
there?
tree.
What is Blaze?
What's Blaze?
And apparently they've misplaced him.
He's been misplaced.
He's a him?
Well, the festival's starting in an hour.
I-
Haven't you heard?
Yeah, I've heard about the festival.
Yeah.
More people will come and they'll
there's
take my
a
fruit.
mad halfling woman who keeps going on about the festival.
We should find this Blaze. We should put this place right so we can
Go
leave.
and sit under the tree.
Yeah. Oh, we could kill him and then bury him.
And then he won't take the fruit.
You there? Can you take these ribbons for me? And
Get away from me!
She's taking down one of the other ribbons.
Have
and
you got any
passing
idea
it
where?
back
Have you
to
got any idea where this Blaze person might be?
The coal hole, the coal pit, coal hole.
Coal hole.
Coal hole.
Right.
Is Pug's like right next to us?
Yeah,
right?
she's occasionally coming in and out with
Yeah.
this ladle, drinking from this.
Pug, where's the coal at?
Coal hole.
The coal?
Yeah,
What do you need it for?
we need to find Blaze.
All right. Ah, fantastic!
Yeah,
Over there. He just points to a building that seems to be just a couple of buildings over.
neon sign, coal hole.
Yeah,
No,
seems to be right into the mountain. This,
Okay,
in
well,
this
fine.
one.
Yeah. Immediately, I'd turn on my heel and head towards it.
Okay.
Just, yeah,
Okay.
marching towards it.
Who's there at the moment?
Nonce will shamble after you.
Yeah. And
Yeah, well, I'm
Clara.
obviously taking point.
Zolan, you're still focusing on your kit.
Yeah.
I sense how the next hour is going to rip. Thorn in.
I'm following, but with an eye back.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. You kind of head over
Again,
to
I'm
this.
still keeping an eye on the town, the entrance to the town.
Yeah, no problem.
Nonce is just scratching himself.
There's a chance, Nollis, that this is where they bury their dead.
What is the coal hole?
The coal hole.
Well, there's more grave in there. There is grave of this town.
Oh, that's good.
So, Muppets Christmas Carol reference. The only Christmas
So
Carol.
it's the greatest Christmas movie ever made.
Have you seen how much tree that Nollis has got?
Yeah, but what he
It's
doesn't
fruit.
know is
You
it's
might
a
not understand.
poison ivy tree.
It's fruit, and it's very itchy on the skin, but it's good for you.
It's good
You-
itchy, is it?
You'll learn in time.
Right.
You walk up to this again, another one of these stone buildings. This one has a door, and to the side of it as well, there's a thicker wooden door that seems to have been built right directly into this cliff face. Looks like a big, heavy door, taller as well than a halfling door, it seems. scrawled on the door in what looks like coal dust or something similar, Blazes coal hole. And then the same coal dust like scrawling beside on this building just to the left, Blazes hole.
Will I and Clara open the bigger door, the coal hole door.
So you try and open the bigger door.
Yeah.
You instantly realise there is a big, heavy metal padlock that seems to be covering this door.
Okay, maybe the other door.
Try the other door.
Yeah.
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 So you try the other door opens.
Okay.
You all joining him?
As we walk in, I'm just gonna bang on the door. Hello. And walk in.
Ruining the element of surprise.
And Nollis and Thorny going in as well?
I can stay on the door.
On the door.
Norris will stumble in after these guys. He's kind of just like sheepishly following them.
I'm imagining you're like...
Yeah, like he's full. That's the only way to describe it.
Are you more in or out, Thorny?
I'm exactly on the border.
All the precipice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as you open into this room,
It's filled with bees.
you see a bed. Small halfling bed. It's a house, clearly, or a dwelling.
Or a hole.
You've got there's a small bed in there. On the bed is a pile of cooked meat. There's...
I've got
Is it in the shape of a man?
Is
not
it in the
particularly.
shape of a dragon?
Not particularly. It's a pile of delicious looking cooked meat. It really smells nice as well. The room looks really tidy. Like everything's well folded, looked after. Neat and tidy clothes, tucked in. There's also a table in the centre of the room. On the table are a number of different items.
Nobody touch anything. The last time Malcolm touched items, he got real ill. So, don't touch anything.
Norris is good.
I didn't pass out when I crushed a cow. I think he meant the stuff on the table.
But
What's
he did that with a pile of meat in his mouth.
Nom, 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 nom.
What's on the table?
On the table is a wonderfully crafted silver knife. There's a vial of liquid with a cork in the top. There is a copper key. There's a pack of cards. There's a strange cylindrical hollow item that with a kind of checkered pattern on it, about maybe 3 or 4 inches in length, less than an inch in diameter. There's a bullseye lantern. There's a smooth, polished stone carving that looks exactly like one of the creatures that you saw, like the one you saw dead recently. There's a faded, black-rimmed hat with a blue feather in it.
He knows I am.
There's a ring. There's a diary. And there's a rope.
Feels like Resident Evil.
Let's all lay out on the...
Yeah, it's neatly out on the table, right in the middle of the room.
Can I...
Is there any other entrances to this?
Oh no! Before Malcolm does anything, can I try and work out whether this is a deception or a vision, whether this is real?
Okay. So if you want to give me an insight roll.
Yeah.
Not going to do detect magic.
No, it's 14.
14. Everything on the table seems like it's a real thing.
Do you need me to... It looks all real. Do you want me to check further?
This looks like it's a setup. This looks like it's been... There's something not right here.
My concern is that the meat pile is Blaze.
What, literally?
Yeah, there's a lot of meat in this town, and not a whole lot of people. It kind of makes sense that...
You don't, just killing somebody and cutting them up doesn't just make a pile of cooked meat.
Yeah, I assume it was cooked by Pug.
I think Clara might be right.
I think it's best. He's going to touch the cobble floor, I guess, the stone floor, close his eyes, reach into the darkness, see a faded vision of the burning face that he saw, let back with his hand, and see if he can see any magical elements within the room, which will have a green glow.
Casting detect magic. Exactly the same point, by the way, Thorin. The
It's not someone in my tree, is there?
the lady is trying to attach a ribbon to one of the trees, just on the side there.
Sprint.
Okay, so you're detecting magic.
We've lost Thorin here.
I don't think we ever had foreign.
The whole room lights up. Everything, absolutely everything, just green.
Yeah, he's going to step back. This whole place is rigged. This is all magic.
What do you mean?
This is.
But is it real or is it just an illusion?
It's essentially the porridge. The whole thing is the porridge.
Okay, Malcolm immediately just steps back out of the room. I'm having nothing of this. I've experienced the porridge.
As you look around, the door has gone.
Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous.
So Nollis is immediately going to start casting, start chanting to himself and kind of casting something. He's going to be casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
Okay. So that's 10 minutes.
Yeah, so he'll start doing it until he's interrupted, but
Sure.
based on what he's been told, he doesn't believe Clara at the moment,
Sure.
so he's going to be trying to confirm it with his own.
Okay.
With his own.
You watch that
addition.
stuff. Watch that stuff. It's just, you know.
It'll work tomorrow, you know.
Don't want to overdo it.
It's great.
Tastes great.
Okay, so the door has gone.
It has. Oh, could you grab this ribbon for me?
I
Can you put it at the top of the tree?
grab the one that she's put up there, and yank it down.
You're a big tall man. Oh, just put it at the top of the tree, would you?
Leave the trees
Just an
alone.
hour to go. Look at
Leave
this
the
place.
trees alone. I take her ribbons.
Okay. Oh.
Thank
you.
I will put them up over there, and I walk over there to the building and put them on the building.
Okay. But the tree is hideous. You're still working on your...
Yeah, I got no reason to stop.
You keep noticing Pug over your shoulder, coming back to that puddle with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lunatic, is what I'm
Back in the
thinking.
room.
So there is now no exit from this room. How big is the room?
It's reasonably small. We're talking probably about 10 foot by 10 foot.
And there's a bed and a table with the
Bed,
stuff on it.
table. There's some rugs. You can see some clothes folded up nicely. You can see the meat obviously on the bed.
Human-sized clothes.
Halfling size.
Human-sized furniture.
Everything's halfling
Everything's
size.
halfling size.
There's
Right.
nothing that isn't glowing with magic.
I mean, it's just generally. It even looks like it could be in the air. You know, it's
Yeah.
generally everywhere.
I will.
But you don't necessarily think anything looks stronger than anything else.
Yeah, it's all just green.
I will pick up the key and go over to where I think the door was, and just sort of holding the key out in front of me along the wall, just to see if I can accidentally find the lock.
Should I put Nollis between myself and Malcolm, please?
Yes.
So I'm just going to see. I'm feeling around the wall, seeing if I can feel for if the door's still there.
You can give me an investigation roll.
13.
13. You can't really feel it. It feels like the wall that you see in front of you.
Right, I'm going to stick the key in my pocket.
Nollis is looking like he's casting something, so he's
not
not really
he's not
concentrating.
rolling back in the skull. He's kind of chanting to himself.
Okay. There's no window, I assume, either. Nothing.
Seems to be pretty much walls all around.
Walls all meat.
The room is lit. The room is lit by what looks to be a lantern that's kind of almost flickering. So you're getting this very dull dull flicker in the room. It looks like it's pretty close to going out.
Malcolm, this might be a defense mechanism. Maybe this is magical defense.
Okay, you can see the magic, yeah?
Everywhere.
Can you see the door?
I cannot see the door. The door is gone. But maybe on this table of assorted items, which seems very crystal maze. I don't know if that's something you saw in Equa. There's one thing I cannot identify: a strange cylinder.
Yeah, I'll pick that. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'll pick it up and give it a closer look.
Okay, give me an investigation.
That is. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? That is 19.
19.
That's what I reckon.
You.
Looks like a toy.
A toy what? A musical
Kind of
instrument?
flexible.
Slinky.
You're not totally sure, but it doesn't. It looks like a toy of
So I'll
sorts.
sort of
You've not seen
tap
one
it on
before.
the table.
It seems to be made of a very soft substance. It seems to be. It's not. It's flexible, bendy, almost rubbery in the way that you might hold it. It's just hollow.
I'm channeling away.
You got any idea?
No idea.
3 fingers in both hands.
That's the last thing I'm going to do.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm going to try something strange, Malcolm, but this is a strange place, so just bear with me. He's going to sit next to the pile of meat and say, Blaze, can you hear us?
No response.
I'm going to pick up the sword.
So it's more a knife than a
Knife.
sword, but it's beautiful, really exquisitely carved. And you're actually holding as you look at it, you realise this thing is quite the tool, quite the weapon.
Is there any markings on it? Anything?
It's decorative in some regards, but it's certainly sharp and effective. You could see that looks like quite a potent weapon.
I'm going to pick up a slice of meat
From the bed.
from the bed and just holding it up, cut it in half.
Okay, cut's just really tender. This is a sharp knife. This is like a beautifully sharpened carving knife or something of that nature, but it's elegant, thin, narrow, lightweight as well, probably for the hand of a halfling.
Is it shaped like a weapon or shaped like a
it's-
utility?
No, it's not shaped like a kitchen knife. It's shaped like a weapon. But it's quite a wonderful little, but a small piece, obviously, because it's for kind of a halfling hand. You can hold it though, just a bit small.
Yeah. Any ideas?
I think we're going to die in this 10 by
We're
10
not
room.
going to die in
That's
this
10
room.
minutes past you.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Not quite. You're still casting. Outside, anything particular you guys want to do? You can still see she's kind of bobbing the trees from time to time. She's looking for some more ribbon. She's gone to take another ribbon off a building and put it back on that tree. Actually.
So I'm just moving all the ribbons out of her, just as far away from her as possible.
At all times, she keeps trying to come back toward you because it looks like you've exhausted her ribbon supply. So she's just kind of following you now.
Okay.
So there's a kind of chase dance as you're. She's not running, she's just heading towards you the whole time. We need to get them up. There's not much time left, I promise.
I'm putting them up.
Not even an hour.
I'm putting them up everywhere. I put them all over this town.
But what about that tree?
You can't put them on the trees.
It's the first thing they're going to see when they come into the festival.
What about the arch?
Oh, no one's going to look at that.
Oh, but it's a beautiful arch. Everyone will be looking at that.
But we're going to be inside.
Persuasion with my boots.
We'll be in the amphitheatre.
Why don't I put the rest of these in the waterfall in like some kind of upwards kind of string of bows?
No, it's ridiculous. Let's get everything nice and decorative.
You can have one in the tree if I put it up there.
Oh, well, I think. All right.
I climb to the very top of the tree, Put it where no one can see.
Oh no, that won't do at all. At least we learn. Poke still kind of continuing. The other lady on the market still, that's all you can make out at the moment. So back in the room, Nollis is still casting at the
Humming
moment.
away to myself.
I'd like to search for secret doors, please.
Master Tech secret door. Sorry, wrong edition.
So if you want to give me an
I'm just
investigation
going
roll.
to real handsy on things.
Handsy on things.
Investigation, eh? Buongiorno, a natural 20.
Yay!
Plus 5, 25.
All the doors open.
There are no secret doors. You're absolutely sure there are no secret doors.
You look all around, so particularly paying attention to the area where the door was, because that seems the most logical. You're quite certain that door is gone.
I've already looked.
You look all around the room, you're kind of behind shelves and behind the bed. There doesn't seem to be a secret door. The only thing that stands out to you that's odd about the kind of walls or ceiling is in the top right corner of the room. There seems to be a leak, or kind of damp at the very least.
It's wet over here, Malcolm.
Wet. Water wet.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doesn't seem particularly more magical than the rest of the room. Especially given my encounter with
Now that
magical
you're focusing
water.
on it and you've still got the effect active,
Yeah.
it is possibly true that that area appears slightly more magical than the rest of the room.
I think this would be the root cause. If the damp's getting in, and it's from the river.
What's the roof? What's the ceiling made of?
So it appears to all be stone. The whole building is stone.
Of course it is.
It would mean that, like the river, none of this is. The door's probably there.
Yeah, but you felt for it. I felt for it. We can't.
We tried running at it.
The door was made of stone.
The door was a thinner wooden door. Nollis, you're probably just about at the point where you
I'm
can cast your ritual.
going to deliver a hefty kick to where the door was.
Okay.
Sort of, good, solid, heavy kick.
So you go to do so, and you just don't want to.
Having seen that everything around him is magic and seen it for himself, does he gain any kind of composure? Is he still...
You have the same experience as Claro.
Yeah.
The whole room is magical.
Mm-hmm.
You also, as you see Claro probably up there, investigating this corner, you too, you're drawn to this dripping water and the leak here. The items on the table don't necessarily seem more magical than the meat on the bed or any other part of the room.
Nala's kind of naturally fearful of being trapped in things, being from where he's from. He's going to immediately start looking at a way he can survive as long as possible. Basically how he can get out, or even if he's going to stay in, how he can live a happy life until the age of 9,000, however long he lives for.
Survivalist.
Yeah.
How can you live a happy life in this
He
room?
basically wants to escape from this illusion as fast as possible.
The hat would make you happy.
Yeah.
For a while.
For a while. And he wants to take the hat with him. No. So he wants to escape. Basically, he's looking for an escape route.
So do you want to make an investigation roll?
Investigation, survival, whatever, perception, whatever you want to do.
While he's making his mind up, I'm going to put the hat on.
You can put the hat on. The only problem is it's a bit small, very small actually.
Small hat, but
Yeah, but it's it's nice blue feather on it. It's nicely rimmed.
no effect.
No effect.
No effect.
So you're
rather
looking,
dashing.
So survival,
yes,
to escape.
to escape this room. Yeah, you're trying to make a survival
Yeah.
roll. Okay.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
That's a 14. He's going to do it with guidance, so he's going to be praying to try and get free. If you can cast magic.
You can cast magic. There's nothing that stops you.
Getting us out of here, Celeste, which would make it 18.
18. There's nothing that indicates you're in immediate danger.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing
Apart
that
from the
indicates
fact
a
that
way
you're
out of
stuck
this
in a
room.
10 by 10 room.
I have one more thing to try.
I'm willing to try anything.
Okay.
So you'll get down You go over to what I'm assuming is a bunk bed. I don't know why it's a bunk bed.
It's a low no, it's
Low
not
bunk.
bunk bed. It's a low halfling bed.
Okay, so he's gonna kneel down next to the meat, and he's like, "This is gross, but we'll see." And he's gonna put his hand in and touch it, and try and find the darkness.
You give me a. So if you're trying to, you don't need to save because you're going with it in effect.
Yeah.
The second you touch it, darkness. You don't go anywhere,
Okay.
but darkness starts coming at you from the corner of the room where this leak is.
Yeah.
It starts to kind of emanate this deep, dark, black nothingness. Slowly, very slowly, but it just starts to kind of creep out. You don't see this. It just starts to emerge from that corner.
Cool. So he feels his heart rate in his ears as it goes up, and he's gonna ask out, "Void, is this you?"
There's no response. It's just slowly creeping in. You're inching into the room.
Who are you talking to, Claro?
I'm trying to find who did this. If they can reverse it,
Okay.
he's just gonna let it take the room.
It takes quite a long. This is really coming slowly. It feels very ominous as it's filling. Even though you've seen darkness, it's scary, is it?
Is this as black as night? Does he lose
It's black.
the vision of the room?
It's entirely obscuring whatever was behind it in the corner of this room.
Yeah.
You guys are still active. Likewise, you guys are bumbling out in the street.
I'm guessing that at this point he's kind of staring up into that corner.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go up. I'm going to sort of reach up into that corner of the room and just sort of poke about up there.
Yeah. You see Malcolm's hand disappear into this blackness.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
I'm going to try and let it happen as long as possible and go as deep as I've ever gone. I'm just going to let it happen.
Okay. It's taking time. You guys have sort of time to...
I'll go back over to the table, just pick up all the items one by one, just sort of look at them, weighing them in my hands.
Okay.
I am at a loss.
So you've got... So to remind you, you've got the knife which you've already pocketed.
No, I haven't pocketed. I've pocketed the key.
Okay, so you pocketed the key. The knife's just on the table.
Knife I've put back on the table. Yeah.
You've got this vial of liquid. It resembles a potion.
I'll hand that to my friend here and say, "Does this mean anything to you?"
Can I try and identify it?
Yeah.
You can identify a potion with a small taste,
I'll do that.
so you don't even need to roll anything.
Yeah.
You can, with your magical bones, you can dip the end of your finger and just take a small amount, and you just feel your tongue swell a little bit. You've got potion of growth.
Ooh. It will make you grow. It is a growing potion.
We don't want that at the moment.
Perhaps we could grow so large we bust out of this room.
Or you could just get crushed.
Maybe.
There's a pack of cards.
I'll have a look at the pack of
They
cards.
seem like a normal pack of cards.
Normal pack of cards. Of course it's
Nothing
normal.
Except
surprising.
it's Jack.
There's some,
Until you shuffle it.
Yeah.
decorative patterns on the back, but aside from that, there's a standard pack of cards from what you can make out.
Patience is a fine way to spend 9,000 years. Or what?
There's the item, the cylindrical item that you were going to playing with. There's the lantern, bullseye
Sort of
lantern.
hand the little cylindrical
Is that the one that's
thing.
lit? Is the lantern lit?
The bullseye lantern is not the one that's lit. There's a different lantern that seems to be kind of burnt, almost entirely expired in the corner of the room.
I'm going to sort of hand the little cylindrical thing to Nollas. Does this mean anything to you?
I think it's a finger trap. Nollas will pocket the knife.
Okay. You have got a exquisite silver knife +1.
Jeepers.
There's the smooth polished stone carving of a Brock.
We'll pocket that as well. Why not? Let's go on a looting spree. Something else to do while I'm sat there.
It's Yeah, polished. Seems to be polished stone. Good bit of weight to it.
You're nicking that, are you?
Is a knife like a dagger? 1d4.
+1 to hit and damage.
Nice.
There's the hat which you're wearing, which is very ill-fitting.
Balanced on the top of my head.
There's a shiny ring.
I'll pick up the
Are
ring.
you going to pick it up?
Yeah, I'll pick up the ring and investigate it.
Yeah, so you give me an investigation roll.
Ooh, 16, 18.
18. Nothing wildly interesting about it. Probably worth a gold, though.
Will it fit on my finger?
Probably you could squeeze it on your little finger.
I'll squeeze it on my little finger.
Yeah.
Why did I pimp it out?
Disappear.
There's no markings on it at all. You know, it's
Yeah.
a polished,
The eye of
golden-coloured ring. Whether
I
it's
don't,
gold
I
or
don't see a
not.
sudden glowing eye in the sky.
Not at the moment. This kind of the darkness is, you know, kind of maybe a quarter of the way into the room now, kind of enveloping, not uniformly. Some areas the darkness is spilling out further than others across the ceiling into the room, but it's not. It's encroaching slowly. There's the diary.
Stop. No.
Hmm?
You'll have to read it, Malcolm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll open up the diary and have a look.
Read the last entry.
Good idea.
Was it turned into meat?
There we go.
I feel my body slowly turning into chunks of meat.
Read it out loud, Malcolm.
Just the last entry?
The whole lot.
The whole thing? Kind of difficult to read in this light.
It is so as you're reading it, the first parts of it are very faded and seem to be older, and then the newer entries
It's
are
all-
clearer.
It's all to do with something called the Gold Spell. 31st day of Gold Spell, Blarney and Blather.
So gold spell is kind
day
of the warmer part of the year.
120th day
Summer.
of Grey Spell. Ah, I see.
Grey spell is your
through the year.
wintry part of the year.
What time of year is it? I've noticed with it.
Last
What time
two-
of year is it now, Malcolm?
What time of year is it now?
You're in gold spell at the moment.
The last two entries, 35th day of Gold Spell. I'm really hungry today, I don't know why. Oh, hang on. The humans are the worst of the worst. What will happen to Foss Brock now?
Read like there's a microphone in front of you, Malcolm.
Okay, I'll start from the beginning. It's very faint. Surge fought at the Festival of the Gods for the last time yesterday. He tried to run, but it grabbed him and lifted him into the sky.
Bird.
Cool, Elizabeth.
To something, can't read that bit.
Game.
What I remember most clearly is the crunch of his back as it released him and he landed on the stone floor. Gold 31st day of Gold Spell, I think. Blarney and Blather. I've fought it 5 times now and I can still hardly scratch it. I just can't seem to pierce it with my knife. It's like its skin is 5 inches thick or something. I managed to avoid its dive attacks this time and thank the gods. Those talons look sharper every year. Still, what a great festival. Meaning anything to you yet?
The bird.
What bird?
There's a bird in a pit
Bird in a pit.
that they continue to feed.
Right, okay. 120th day of Grey Spell. I tried the potion that the nervous man sold me. It worked. I can't believe it. It worked on everything. My clothes, my boots, my knife. This year I'll be ready. 7th day of Grey Spell. Humans came to Foss Brock today. Again from the new town. Callus. They're obsessed with our Brock. Those beautiful animals, Jingo and Melly, are very worried. 23rd day of Grey Spell. The soldiers came again trying to convince Mallory, Nettle, Rosira, Geris and others to work for them in Callus. Sod off, leave us alone. 32nd day of Grey Spell. Scariest, the saddest day of my life. They took all of the Brock, apart from Bisman's hidden behind the waterfall. And what's worse, they took all of our wool workers as well. The humans are the worst of the worst. What will happen to Foss Brock now? 35th day of Gold Spell. I'm really hungry today. I don't know why. At the last entry, no, 37th day of gold spell, something doesn't feel right. The last entry is it's just scribble. 40th day of gold spell, illegible. The market is bustling. It's great to be a halfling. My door is something. 45th.
Missing.
I don't think it's long until the festival now. It's hard to tell. It's getting rid. It's just a scrawl now. Whether it's night or day, it's always dark in here. This will be the busiest year yet, I reckon. And then void.
Void.
You said something about the door?
Door is missing, I think.
My door is missing.
Oh.
The darkness is enveloping as you're reading, as you take this from Malcolm Clary. The darkness is overtaking you. It's starting to envelop as you're reading. You see,
We still can't see this.
you can't at all. It just looks like he's reading. It takes over the diary from your perspective. It takes over your hands, your mind. That is where we will leave it.
Oh! Got him.
Da-da-da.
Jeepers.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Whoa, what's happened with the bow ribbon lady? Did I discourage her enough with that one?
Well, that's the cliffhanger.
Ah!
We'll find out more next week. Thank you very much, everybody.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone.
We will be back again next Tuesday, same time, 7:30 UK time, 2:30 East Coast America, and 11:30 AM West Coast America. I hope you've enjoyed it. Welcome to any new fans that are out there, and
Thank
thank
you,
you again
everybody.
to all of our long-term fans.
Chuck a follow on.
Thank you.
Chuck a cheeky.
Chuck a follow on the
Chuck a
fire.
cheeky follow
Why
on.
not? It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt.
We have been Geek Dad Presents Dark